Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Team Gap League. It's been far too long. Feels absolutely fantastic to be back. We are, of course, here for opening day of the first season of the Panther Chameleon League. My name is Chris Crewman Newman. Joining me tonight is Noble. Together, we will be bringing you all of the action tonight for our very first matchup between Shrimp Gang and Counter Target Spell. Noble, are you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm kind of excited for tonight too. I think we'll have a pretty good game going.
Yeah, we are already underway in the draft, guys. We're dropping hot and heavy right into it here. So we're going to take a look and see what these teams are going to be selecting for their first game of the season. So the champions that have been banned already here, Noble. On the side of Shrimp Gang, we're taking away the Shen, the Zillion, and the Nunu. On the side of Counter Target Spell, we banned away the Sejuani, the Victor, and the Nocturne. Yuumi locked away first pick here. The Cat is apparently a priority pick for Shrimp Gang.
Ooh, I think I also see do they lock in Ash?
Looks like that is going to be the selection for Counter Target Spell. We appear to have some kind of visual bug there on the red side draft, so we cannot quite see what that first pick is right now. Looks like, according to the in-client chat, it's Senna, so that's Senna Ash. Slows for days in that bot lane, Noble. Could be pretty powerful, but if it's not hard CC, then Yuumi's still going to be able to jump back onto her duo partner.
That is true. Oh, it looks like they also have locked in Jinx here, and Jinx is pretty good once you get past that like 25-minute mark. She's one of the more strong champions in the game, surpassing a decent amount of the ADCs actually. And
Yeah, absolutely.
that attack speed definitely will give them the edge against any tanks as well.
Yeah, the lethal tempo is such a strong rune on the Jinx. It allows her to scale her already good scaling, right, to be even better in those later parts of the game. And now it's going to be the Rock locked in for Shrimp Gang as well. Very interesting choice. So they're going to just go ahead and grab a nice big frontliner to throw in front of the Jinx there.
Oh yeah, they got a really good engage right there too. If he goes tank, definitely gonna worry about that, especially if he gets a Sunfire. The passive damage off of Sunfire along with the tenacity helps him get in and get out pretty well. It's like we also have the Vigar locked in too, so they're also gonna have a late game champion as well. Because Vigar's scaling after the recent buff too, where he gets, I believe it's like 3 or 4 stacks now from cannons. Definitely help with that ability power scaling for the mid and late game as well.
That's a nice little buff for the Vagar. I think I must have missed that one. But definitely nice to see the tiny Master of Evil getting some love.
Oh
Moving
yeah.
through the second phase of bans now, guys. The Vex going to be banned away from Shrimp Gang. There's a little bit of an unevenness in terms of which lanes have been picked so far for each team. It's the bot lane for both sides, but Malphite probably going top. So it looks like the play for Counter Target Spell is going to be to focus mid laners. And for Shrimp Gang, it's going to be targeting that top lane pool. That's the name of the game.
Looks like they also have the Gangplank ban too, which is, in my opinion, I think it's a pretty good ban. I, for one, am not a fan of going against GP because of his all-around map utility that I believe it's a 40% slow, as well as picking up any kills on anyone who's relatively low, similar to Karthus are, but you have to aim it in a certain area, as well as that armor negation and ignoring with the barrels. Especially like late game GP, pretty strong champion.
Yeah, and it's going to be the Corki and the Rammus now to round out our bans, guys. Rammus, they didn't want that getting drafted. It looks like, Malphite technically does magic damage, but doesn't have the highest damage potential there. So it looking like maybe a little bit of an AD heavy composition for Shrimp Gang. They want to just get the Armor Turtle out of there. And now it's looking like it might be the Sad Mummy. There it is, locked away here for the Counter Target Spell. Most likely going into the jungle position there for Jack Spectrum.
Yeah, the Amumu CC is pretty strong. He has, what, 3 CCs now? With the 2 Qs that he has, he can constantly lock someone down. Definitely going to focus that Jinx too. She might even take Cleanse this game.
So a lot of area, a lot of zone control with the Vagar Cage and the Amumu ultimate already drafted here for Counter Target Spell. Potentially some pretty strong team fighting. What's this? Is that Master Yi locked in, Noble?
Yeah, it is.
Oh man, the
Pretty
Wuju Swordsman.
quite an AD heavy team too.
Make sure to throw out those predictions in the Twitch chat, guys. We have that prediction up now. Go ahead and bet those channel points. We know your gamble finger's been itching to get back here in the Team Gap League. Get in there. Let us know who you think is going to be taking this first game. Finishing up the draft now. Echo locked away for the last pick for Shrimp Gang to round out their composition.
I think I'm gonna throw down 2,000 here on counter target just because they got all that AP. AP, in my opinion, is very strong.
Well, they locked in AD with their last pick, Noble. Does that
Oh
make you
yeah,
reconsider your position?
I'm not too sure. I do like Set. Set is a pretty good pick because of his all of his all around like anti burst, which is what like the Malphite and Yi would be. You know, especially lethal tempo Yi with that sustained damage and almost instantly proccing max lethal tempo. I think the Set is a pretty good pick here because of his counter with his W, actually. The amount of true damage that he can do. Might be able to just one hit the Yi and knock him out of the fight right away.
Yeah, definitely. That's the one ability that Yi has to outplay. Forgive me, but his Q, can be timed to dodge abilities. So that could be execution based. If we see a fight between those two, knock knock is gonna be wanting to dodge away from that haymaker damage that you were just mentioning, Noble.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely another thing to mention about the Set though. He's laning against, well, not even laning. He's playing a game against a Malphite, and Malphite is good when he's flying into the enemy team, but when he's flying into your own team, he can feel a little bit less good.
Yeah.
So and that's kind of how Set works. The tankier the target is, right, Noble, then the more damage that they're going to do when they do get show stopped into their own team like that, as it were. So
Oh, yeah.
also shout out to those follows that just joined. Thank you guys for following. Appreciate
Thank
that
you.
very much. Hard, of course, to keep up with that during the game, but we like to appreciate all of you guys out there in Twitch chat while we have the chance, while we are just doing that in client champ select. Just takes up a little bit more time here, so take some time to thank chat. Check out these compositions. Noble, we did see the Set rounded out there. Do you feel like you favor one comp more than the other significantly? Do you think one of these teams won champ select for our first game?
I put my points. I put 2K points on counter target spell. I really like their Amumu because the ability to lock them down, as well as the Ash slow, and just the scaling of Vigar overall, I think is strong enough that they can kill most stuff. You know, late game, like 30 minutes in, Vigar could just throw his R down on Jinx and just insta kill her. And we have the Amumu who can also keep that lock down Yi and also lock down Jinx pretty well.
Yeah, definitely could look pretty good. There's a lot of CC over there on the side of counter target spell, no doubt about it. And the Vagar offers some great scaling there as well, as you already mentioned. But this Master Yi and Echo and the Jinx Yumi lane, it feels pretty snowbally. I think if Shrimp Gang is able to find an advantage, they definitely could end up running away with it.
Oh yeah.
We are just finishing up that in client champ select now, guys. We're going to have the 3-minute spectator delay still, of course. It gives us a little bit more time to talk about these other lanes. Echo into Vagar, Noble. Are you familiar with this one at all? Do you know who comes out on top in that lane? Vagar, of course, is
Um,
generally pretty weak early, but
True. I know Vigar is pretty weak early, but his cage is gonna keep Echo off of him pretty well because Echo has to go towards him and will end up rolling towards him to get some extra damage in, especially with the hourglass that he throws out. I think that Vigar could pretty easily predict when Echo's gonna go in because you'll see him start moving towards the Vigar. So Vigar will drop his cage and probably have to back off. The only thing I foresee is that Echo will probably outroam the Vigar early game unless Vigar takes Predator or some other rune that'll help him get around the map pretty well. Um,
Mhm.
since Viger is ranged, I also don't see the issue of him being bullied out of lane too hard, like for instance, like a Nasus would, since Nasus actually has to go up and melee the minions. It's easier to deny CS on Nasus than it would be for the Vigar.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we are going to be getting into that first game very shortly now. We're going to be going to a quick break first, but don't go anywhere. We have game one of the Panther Chameleon League right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Getting ready to get onto the Rift for our first game here. It's always so exciting, the beginning of the season, Noble. You never be too sure who's going to pop off, who's going to carry, who's going to make those little bloopers that we all enjoy so much.
Oh
It's
yeah,
going to be exciting.
be a pretty good game here today.
We can see our runes and summoner spells now. Is there anything jumping out at you? Anything unusual that you think you should make a mention of here while we have a chance?
Um, no. I think everything looks pretty good. The lethal tempo Senna. Honestly, I see everything ran on Senna. I really like the glacial augment Senna, just because the new
30
glacial
seconds
augment,
until
obviously,
minions
it'll only
spawn.
proc if you hit your CC on anyone. But the utility of it, the slow as well as the damage reduction on your teammates, the 15% damage reduction, I think is really nice to have. And so,
Can I get time from you guys? What time are you at in the game here?
107.
Okay, a little bit
Minions
more there.
have
Can you keep
spawned.
counting for me, please? All right, looking good. All set up over here. ready to get underway, Noble. I do see the Predator on the Vagar, as you were kind of wondering about in the champion select there. That is going to allow him to get around the map, try and set up those early plays, find that early advantage. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That double lethal tempo bot lane as well that I believe you mentioned. Pretty spicy.
Yeah. That'll be quite an interesting lane. I foresee that Senna is going to constantly be poking out the Jinx. So definitely going to waste that the heal from the Yumi early on, I believe.
Yeah, definitely going to be taxing the little cat's mana bar. As Aki up here trying to get started nice and early. Start punching the rock. For any Hades players out there, it's like Sisyphus and Boldy up there. Just laying all his troubles on the rock.
Yeah.
Don't expect really too much to be happening up there. Aki's going to keep trying to push the rock up the hill, and Hottest Cashier is going to keep farming those minions. That's pretty much how it's going to go down.
It's like the Echo is already engaging on the Vigar.
Yeah, absolutely. Branded Guts taking a little bit of a chunk there to the HP bar. Looks like the junglers did start on opposite sides of the map, so the Amumu is pathing down towards the bottom side, and Master Yi pathing up. Very interesting path from Jack Spectrum here, going red Raptors into blue buff into Gromp. So he's actually going to have to do 4 camps here to get level 3, which is a little bit awkward, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing. As Branded Guts able to find a little bit of damage back there. Tony, I don't know if he's quite able to get that wave in all the way. And now our first gank of the season. Noble, knock, looking for the play. Aki has the haymaker to buy a little bit of time. There's the flash follow, one more auto, and it's gonna go over to the Hottest Cashier in NA. First blood.
Looks like they got flash out of Master Yi, but it cost Set his flash and first blood to Yi as well.
Absolutely worthwhile to use the flash off of knock there, making sure you can secure that kill. And now the return play. Jack Spectrum wants to find something on the opposite side of the map, but Magic Man is able to see that one coming and backs away in time.
Like Jinx missed the cannon as well because the Amumu came in the lane.
Okay, all right. So that is, you know, Jack Spectrum at least able to deny the cannon there. The Sad Mummy can be at least happy about one thing, I suppose.
Looks like the Echo gets electrocuted out on the Vigar as well, getting some good damage in. Vigar's down to half now.
Yeah, looks like both mid laners did go for a reset at some point. Well, actually, neither one has any items. I guess they both just had some health pots to choke through, able to regain a little bit of HP. Branded Guts does have the teleport and notably Ignite on the Echo here, so Tony's not going to have the opportunity to go for that early reset necessarily without getting punished.
I think the Amumu is going for a reset as well. Lane's gonna shove in, probably prepping for drag here.
Very interesting. It's Inspiration Tree secondary for Jack Spectrum. He has the biscuits on Jungle Amumu. That's not something I feel like we see very often here, is biscuits for junglers. But yeah, a little bit of extra sustain for the Amumu in the jungle there.
Like they got Bot River almost completely warded already too. They got it all the way up to drag from Scuttle.
Aki taking a little bit of damage here. Still has the haymaker. Yeah, actually used it already, I believe. So that's a lot of damage onto the set. Yeah. And after that first death, I wonder if it's in Aki's head a little bit. If he's going to be trying to play it safer now. You can see Hottest Cashier.
AP Malphite as well. Malphite's back in lane with a blasting wand. Missing out on about 10 CS, but with that blasting wand, his Q poke is going to be extremely taxing on the set. Because he's going to be whittled down without being able to haymaker any of the damage away.
Yeah, that is extremely interesting. The blasting wand on the rock, so it's going to be full AP. That leaves a very little front line in terms of, you know, what Jinx is going to be able to rely on. But in terms of dive, I mean, suddenly you have Master Yi and Malphite just flying at your face. Like, that can be pretty tough to react to. And they're going to be doing so much damage with this full AP build. That's going to be a root onto Magic Man. A lot of damage coming down onto Raincloud. Lands the zap for the slow there. The Jinx range even early on, able to get that extra rocket in. Senna does have some healing in the kit, And the wave is pushing in, and Mumu, though, actually wants to look for a play here. Raincloud is pretty low, but they have the man advantage. 3 versus 2. Magic Man flashes away from the bandage toss. Able to keep himself safe for now. Raincloud still able to get down some autos. Collects a couple of extra souls there. Now the Showstopper up here in top lane is a 1v1. Aki had level 6, and Hottest Cashier did not. So he wanted to go for the all-in, but the set not able to finish the job. Didn't have any damage items just yet. Just sitting on a Doran's shield and a couple of brown paper bags on his feet there. Aki didn't have quite... Oh, dang. Well, he's got a couple of fists. If Hottest Cashier lets him, then those fists will break the mountain. But Malphite gonna be able to keep himself safe. Still has the teleport, so may decide to just go back to base and heal up here. Both mid laners also with their ultimates available, Noble. Could see something explosive happen here in the mid lane as well. We've seen a lot of fights start to break out across the map. Still only the 1 kill so far, though.
Looks like he's pathing mid, but looks like they see it, so Vigar's gonna back up a bit. Got the control ward in river.
Where do you think we'll see some action breaking out? This dragon has been alive for a couple of minutes now.
Definitely gonna see action up here. You see Vigar is starting to rotate down towards bot. Looks like he's gonna back off towards mid because Mumu took the back. Mumu now with Bomby Sender as well to give him that extra health and some slight damage over time.
Yeah, absolutely. Shrimp Gang control over the Dragon Pit, but they're reluctant to start the objective. They're gonna go for the invade instead. Gonna be able to take away this blue buff from the Amumu. Bot wave does get shoved in here. Jinx continuing to farm up. Down about 10 CS to Diagon's MT here on the Ashe for now. But
like
Magic Man's doing okay.
He might be trying to solo the drag here too.
Yeah, certainly like something that he should be capable of doing. Especially when you have priority in your lanes like this. You know, Magic Man is pushing up the bot lane here, and Tony in the mid lane as well has been getting a whole lot of priority. So that is going to be a very easy solo dragon for Knock Knock.
It looks like they're trying to fight here for Rift Herald. Malphite's getting ready to go in with Echo.
Absolutely, here we go. The Malphite Unstoppable Force onto 2 is so strong. The Showstopper comes down. Aki tries to turn it around. Oh, the Primordial Burst, and it is Branded Gust able to trade one back onto the enemy jungler. Aki flashed away now, keeping himself alive. Rift Herald is still hanging on. She's actually going to reset and heal up here. Echo extremely low, still has the Chrono Break. Doesn't use it though, gets stunned up. Tony, he's flashed away now. Still safe for now, and very little mana. Actually, I don't know if the Echo has enough mana to cast the ultimate there. Tony is able to stay alive. It's a 1-for-1 in the topside river, and nobody gets the objective. As Lost Chapter comes out, that's a flash away for Diagons.
Looks like we got a shutdown on Malphite as well. 150 shutdown on him.
Yeah, both of those kills so far have gone onto Hottest Cashier's AP Malphite, who is incidentally down 2 levels somehow to the set. I'm not really sure how that happens, especially
like Malphite's missing out on some of that CS.
Oh, you're exactly right there, Noble. Down about 20 CS to Aki's set.
Looks like we also got a TP in the top lane.
Yeah, Hottest Cashier, this AP Malphite does take a lot of damage. He's able to walk it out. It looks like Knock Knock is just got this objective game on lock here. The Malphite may have lost the trade, but he was able to push the lane, and there's no vision for counter target.
Master Yi is going to take the Rift Herald heal as well, giving them a true objective lead at the moment.
That's exactly right, Noble. He was able to pick that one up. No problem. And he is just going to keep on farming, which is exactly what Master Yi wants to do. Jack Spectrum, you know, he was trying to play the opposite side of the map early on there. Really wanted to try and make something happen on this bottom lane, but Magic Man is able to play it extremely safe. Even has the cleanse as well. I don't think he's even had to use the cleanse yet this game, as that's another phase breaker. Aki has really been able to find a lot of these abilities. Very nice on the Haymaker to dodge away from that damage from the Malphite Q. Raincloud is playing very aggressively here. The Enchantress Slayer connects. There is the cleanse. It's going to come out. Jack Spectrum has made his way back though. And there's the exhaust. Bandage toss will find Magic Man this time. And the Loot Pinata will surely fall as well. Last hit goes over to the Diagons. Tony has made his way down here, wants to try and trade something back. Vagar also here, but it's a 2v4, and it's the side of Shrimp Gang heavily outnumbered. Raincloud flashed away, keeping himself safe. Knock Knock wants to try and get somebody. He's meditating on all of his life decisions, but in the end, he's just gonna find himself in the dirt as well. Gonna be I believe that was a 4-for-1 play, 4-for-0 maybe even, in favor of the side of counter target spell down here in the bottom lane. Huge team fight win for them.
Oh yeah. Looks like they're also gonna try and prep for the next drag. Drag is actually up here in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So Mumu's gonna see what he can do on the map here, but take a look at the mid lane and the ADC. They're all doing quite well. 2-0 on the Vigar with 102 farm. Now looks like he has about 30 CS lead on Echo.
A lot of damage on a Branded Guts here. Ignite comes down. Tony thinks maybe he can find the kill. The ultimate's not going to be able to help, though. One more EQ. The Dawning Shadow for the shield is enough. Keeps Branded Guts alive. Nice from Raincloud there with the assist. Making sure his mid laner is okay. Knock Knock still going to be able to drop Herald here, though. And it is in time to get those turret plates, so dropping it mid, always so valuable to try and get that damage down onto the mid tier 1. I don't know if they'll be able to get the third plate here. Jack Spectrum is here to destroy Shelly before she can do too much damage. Raincloud also roaming over to put a quick stop to that Herald plate. Leaves Diagon's all by himself down here in the bottom lane, though. It means Magic Man gonna be able to pick up a plate of his own. They're still down gold, though, after that big team fight for counter target spell. The red team is up about 1,500 here.
Yeah. And if we look at the utilities right now, Ashe has Immortal Shield Bow, as well as Vigar already has Everfrost, which is going to give them that nice bit of CC to lock down the Echo or the Master Yi for the next team fight, giving them big advantage for contesting drag here.
Great call out there, Noble. Big item lead for the side of team counter target spell. I think it would be ill-advised for the Shrimp Gang to go in for this fight knowing they're at a disadvantage, and I think they will back away. So this will be the Dragons tied up at 1-1 between these two teams. We've got a nice close game here so far, Noble, for our first of the season.
Like Jinx is catching up on that farm. She's at 101 now, leading her team with the CS lead, which is pretty good. She needs to hurry up and scale, so they have a good chance of winning this game.
Yeah, sitting on about 1,000 gold right now. Needs maybe 400 or 500 more to be able to complete her first item. Maybe a few more waves, perhaps, but it's been able to farm pretty comfortably. There was that one good gank from Jack Spectrum that was nicely set up by the arrow from Diagons. I'm not sure how to say that. You think it's Diagons or Diagons?
I'm gonna have to go with Diagon's MT.
Diagons it is. So that's another face breaker. Hottest Cashier had that great start, but he's just been consistently down a level. But once again, he has a jungle here. Beautiful flash away from Aki. Able to dodge away from the unstoppable force. Keeps himself alive under the tower. I think he still had the Haymaker.
Set was able to flash away from that pretty well. Barely stayed away. If he got hit by Malphite Unstoppable, then he'd probably end up dying from Luden's passive damage.
Yeah, would have been a lot more damage for sure, and that CC means he probably honestly wouldn't have even been able to do anything. He would have just got one shot by that Malphite Master Yi combo, but he was able to dodge it with a very nice reaction flash there.
We got some gathering in the top lane. Looks like they might try and dive the set.
Yeah, they know he has no flash, no ult, but he is able to get out of there.
Like the Vigar is gonna take some of that damage on the tower because he got a cannon wave. Echo's gonna move in, so Vigar's gonna back off towards his jungler.
Yeah, playing on the correct side of the map there, Branded Guts moving towards his vision. Love to see that from mid laners, right? Gonna have still a little bit while on this third dragon. It will be an Infernal Soul this game. which is pretty exciting for our first one. Both of these teams, I think, would really benefit from picking up an Infernal Soul.
Yeah, especially because of all the extra damage that it gives. Looks like Echo just picked up a Pro Belt here as well.
Yeah, that's a pretty common item for the Echo, I believe. Pretty common mythic choice. I believe it gives magic penetration for the mythic passive, which should be pretty good against the bot side here for counter target spell, as well as the Vagar Force. Hottest Cashier is not afraid. He has Master Yi behind him once again, but also Diagon's is here. The Chain Crush Arrow, oh, the Alpha Strike, and Knock Knock beautifully dodges away on that CC ability, and they're able to take out Aki for the second time this game. Another pick brings this game a little bit closer, brings that gold lead down a little bit from what counter target spell they're trying to build.
Force a Rift Herald fight here. Jinx and Yuumi are going to grab bot tower, but it's like they're going to probably force a Rift Herald here. I don't know if Echo's going to be able to contest. His team isn't roaming over there. So we'll see what happens.
There's a I should say a 4-man play from the side of counter target spells. Their top laner did get picked off there, but the fact that Jinx and Yuumi were still bot side meant that they could take the objective. But I'm definitely going to call that worth the Jinx. I mean, Magic Man is the real winner at the end of that play, able to pick up first turret gold, all too well. I guess the cat was sharing some of it, but a lot of gold on the Jinx still. It's going to feel pretty nice.
Ooh, it looks like Set has, instead of rushing Gore Drinker or Triforce, it looks like he went for the Sterix first. Survives the burst.
Did get reworked recently, I believe. It now scales. It does not give attack damage anymore as a base stat. It instead has a unique passive that gives you bonus attack damage based on I believe the percentage of your base attack damage, and then the lifeline passive scales with bonus health, I believe. So it's more rewarding now for health stackers, I think, is the short version.
Yeah, exactly. It's too bad that they did rework Gore Drinker. They reworked its item build a bit, making it feel a bit less tanky for any of those champs that enjoy building it, such as the Set. The extra health was really nice, especially early on. Coming back to lane with 2 rubies was always nice. Having an extra third of your health bar there definitely made Gore Drinker a worthwhile item to build early on.
Absolutely, but not going to be the case anymore. So it's going to be the Sterix start for Aki and the Dragon start for the rest of counter target. So that's a big assault force. And Malphite just flies straight into the back line. And Master Yi here for the cleanup. Oh, what an engaged counter target spell. Never saw that one coming. Tony now flying into the back line. Diagon's left all by his lonesome there. And Jack Spectrum just left to the wolves. Quadra kill for Knock Knock on the Master Yi. And that is the biggest snowball I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
I'm living in Chicago. There's a lot of snow right now.
Set tried to make it, but he TP'd a bit too late. He got there right after his third teammate died, and I was leaving him all alone. He's gonna have to go back top. Looks like they might try and siege mid here as well.
It's like the walk of shame for Aki back to top lane after he shows up too late and his entire team is dead. Feels bad,
that would
man.
in fact give that would give them a 2k gold lead bonus from being down 1,000 earlier on in this game as well.
Yeah. Massive swing. Master Yi individually is now almost 3,000 gold ahead of Nocturne, or Mumu, excuse me. I don't know why I said Nocturne, that's random. But point is, because his name is Knock Knock. Now I do know why I said Nocturne. It's all his fault. He bamboozled me. But the point is, he's very far ahead. He has a lot of money.
Oh yeah, it looks like he also has the Yuumi pocket for the time being, giving him that extra adaptive force as well as the shield and the healing, giving them some pretty strong dive potential, especially since they are gathering near the mid lane here. Looks like they're gonna force a fight, maybe even a dive.
He's looking hungry. They don't have a minion wave right now, though. So, okay, they don't care. They're just gonna one-shot Senna, and that's that, I guess. Okay.
Like Master Yi is gonna take a back here as well, because they already got a pretty good pick. Oh, the Yuumi actually stays. Looks like she's gonna hop on the Echo or the Jinx maybe.
rogue cat just walking around the rift for a second there. Somebody come get your pet. Whose pet is this?
It's like the Malphite is actually down a bit in CS, but from all of his kills, it looks like it might equal him out on gold just about. He also is holding on to a 400 gold shutdown along with Master Yi.
Yeah, it's been a great game for both of them so far, honestly. I mean, Hottest Cashier, maybe taking a couple of ill-advised fights up here, but he is deathless, so can't really blame him. You know, stellar performance, really, so far. And you know, the AP build is really working out, Noble, for the Malphite. So far,
oh yeah,
doing a lot of damage. And one other thing to know, guys, as Tony goes in for a big trade here, takes about 2/3 of Raincloud's health bar, just casually there in mid lane. Gonna get healed up now by the Yuumi. Has the Chrono Break available. Could go for something very cheeky here, but he's actually gonna get stunned up by the Event Horizon. Force a Chrono Break in place to dodge out from the Veigar W. Is able to keep himself safe. One other thing
might actually go for a play here too. Veigar still has the primordial burst. Excuse me.
And Crystal Arrow comes out, splits the uprights on that one, and Tony underneath the tower, able to pick up a kill onto the Senna. He's locked up now, doesn't have the Chrono Break available, but he still has the cat, giving him so much healing, and he's so fast. Echo, he's got the blast cone. The volley does not connect, and Tony's out of there. Another clean kill onto the Senna. Raincloud is just like, what the hell, man? You guys keep diving the tower and getting away with it. I don't understand. Their composition just is pretty good at that, as it turns out. And one of the things to note, guys, the side of Shrimp Gang are actually a team that has played together before. So I believe for the side of counter target spells, we do not understand that to be the case. So, you know, maybe a little bit of that. Or, you know, actually, we're just getting word that apparently they also used to be a team. So both of these teams were already teams, and, you know, they do have some experience playing together. But today, it is the side of the Shrimp Gang that is coming out on top, presently at least. This is a best of 3, of course. There are a lot of League of Legends left to play tonight still. Closing in about 24 minutes, 25 minutes on this one. Less than a minute left on what would be Infernal Soul Point for the side of Shrimp Gang if they're able to pick it up. Tony over the wall, gonna find a Mumu in the Krug camp. And Mumu's not gonna be very happy about that. He's gonna walk away very sadly. I'm not gonna get those little baby Krugs.
They're all gonna gather topside here, maybe force a Baron fight. They are all pathing down towards the dragon now. They wanna grab that. It looks like there is now a lead of 3.1k gold as well in favor of target spell.
Yeah, they are still able to hold on to a pretty sizable gold advantage now on the side of blue team. Tony forcing out the Chrono Break pretty early there. Hottest Cashier throws the Malphite and does not able to connect on anybody. It's going to go down here, but it is the Amumu traded back. Jungler down, and Noctok doesn't care about the dragon. He wants kills. He's got the stopwatch as well. He's got the cat strapped to his back. He's meditating. We've got a kill onto the Senna. Aki, the showstopper onto the Jinx, but Magic Man is able to kite it out expertly. Has the heal as well to keep himself safe. And Aki will fall to the Master Yi. Tony doesn't have the Chrono Break anymore. He's going to get stunned up by the Event Horizon, but the volley is not in time. The Echo will be able to survive. 3-for-1 fight in favor of the Shrimp King. They're going to be able to pick up the objective afterwards. Does put them on Infernal Soul Point. And Noble, this game is looking kind of over. It's looking a bit tough for the side of target spell at this point. How would they come back? If you were on red team right now, what's your strategy? How do you craft some kind of game plan to find a way back into this one?
I'd definitely be building up some of the magic resist, because man, that AP Malphite shreds through their team. They're more squishy on the comp besides Set and Amumu, but Set only having Sterix, but not having all that health, especially because Score Drinker doesn't give as much health now. Definitely putting him down for not getting bursted as well. He's losing his grip a bit. He might want to change it, grab maybe Force of Nature or Spirit Visage to go along with definitely helping out his team in the team fights better. The Someone there too, maybe a Moo, maybe one of the ADCs as well, might want to grab Hex Drinkers so they also don't get bursted by the Malphite, because it seems they like to get caught out by the Malphite quite often.
I'm sorry, sir. Did you just suggest Hex Drinker Amumu?
Oh yeah, because Hex Drinker, surprisingly, it works quite well on anyone with a lot of health. You can get up to, I think it's 1,500 magic shield, which is reducing the magic damage, as well as giving you that defensive shield from any magic burst. So it would prevent anyone from being able to burst them down, such as Malphite. It is quite useful.
Okay, well, we will see if Jack Spectrum wants to go for the X-Drinker Amumu. Unstoppable Force onto the set. Aki is going for the showstopper, trying to buy a little bit more space, able to get back underneath the tower. Hottest Cashier taking on a lot of tower shots there and gets hit by the Crystal Arrow. Diagon's in the right place at the right time, able to pick up a kill, but Set will also fall to the Master Yi. Master Yi not going to be able to escape, though. That's a big shutdown going over to Jack Spectrum. Of course, the Veigar will also fall. Very chaotic across the map there. Was a 2 for 2, but notably a lot of gold for the counter-target spell jungler. Jack Spectrum able to get that almost maxed out shutdown on the Master Yi. And Malphite falling as well. Hottest Cashier started off 4-0 and 4 for a while there. Was the Rock. Now a couple of deaths in a row. Getting locked down and taken out. AP builds, just you don't have those resistances. Got to be extra careful on the Magic Mountain. Rain Cloud, oh, the Senna is just so squishy. Totally underneath the tower, doesn't have the Chrono Break, but he still has the Cat, doesn't need Chrono Break. They're going to be able to take out this mid-tier 2 as well, and the gold lead is going to continue to expand in favor of Shrimp Gang.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Shrimp Gang here. Gotta say.
The Shrimp Gang is the team that's winning.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
No
No worries.
Alright, but yeah, it is not looking too good here for Counter Split. But I still think they can turn it around. It's gonna be kind of hard. Once Veigar grabs Hourglass, gonna help them be able to get a bit more of that survivability. It looks like they're actually
there's some vision there, Aki. I'm sorry to tell you. He's going for the showstopper. Decent damage on the Hottest Cashier in the set, trying to walk his way out of this one. Has his team for the backup. He's going to be able to survive. So a trade of the Malphite and the Yi ultimates there for just the set ultimate. Going to feel pretty worthwhile. I guess the Enchanted Crystal Arrow was also expended from Diagon's. So some spells used, but still river control for the Shrimp Gang. Jack Spectrum, Sweeper. Throw the set. Oh, there's the Hawk Shot. Diagon's able to spot out the entirety of Shrimp Gang here. The jig is up. Blue team, we know what you're up to. Echo. Oh, Rain Cloud. He's got to get stunned up. The Senna. Oh, there's no way you can survive when you get CC'd like that. Rain Cloud on the front line. Gets locked down by a nice dive forward from Tony there. 5v4 on the map. Tony going to dash into the Baron Pit. Keep himself safe from the set there. 5v4 on the map. Infernal Soul spawning. 35 seconds. It looks like the side of Shrimp Gang want to prioritize this top side of the map for now. They're just going to move down. 30 seconds to go. And now they're going to go ahead and take control of this bottom side river. We see Jack Spectrum and company wanting desperately to find a way in here to try to contest this objective, but it's so hard, you know. If you get caught out by one piece of CC, you get burst out so quickly. Hottest Cashier walking forward menacingly. Unstoppable Force one-shots the tiny Master of Evil. The Mountain will also get traded back, but Jinx, Magic Man on the back line, still spitting out the damage. Aki on the chase, though. Now the Face Breaker's not going to connect, and Knock Knock is running wild on the enemy team. Oh, it's a triple kill for the Master Yi. It's the almost clean ace for the side of Shrimp King. They're going to be able to pick up Infernal Soul and Baron afterwards. And I think the side of Counter Target Spell is pretty much out of options here for game number 1.
Yeah, it's not looking good. It looks like it might be over for them. They still got probably one more fighting chance. They got a good respawn coming up. They'll be able to defend base. I don't believe Echo will be able to get inhib in time. So he'll probably back off here because everyone's
all
out.
in due time. Yes, all in due time. This Baron will not be contested. There's no way the Counter Target Spell could get even remotely close in time to fight for that one. And The gold lead now closing in on 10,000 for the Shrimp Gang. Trying to make a statement here in their first match of the Panther Chameleon League. Of course, we still have to see how game 2 goes. Let's see if they can keep up this momentum for the rest of the match tonight, or if the side of Counter Target Spell will have something to say about it. What kind of formation do you think we should expect out of the side of Shrimp Gang here with this Baron buff, Noble? What kind of loadout do you think would be good to try and close out this game as effectively and efficiently as possible?
Well, since their team comp seems to be really focused around the Yi and the Malphite, because the Malphite CC gets a good pick and opens up just clean wipe for the Master Yi, so I have to say playing around the Yi, keeping him alive, because if he gets caught out by the Amumu, let's say, that might not end so well for the rest of his team.
Prioritizing and taking that exposed mid lane inhibitor first. It looks like we're all just gonna rotate and hold hands as 5, and we're look to take that bot lane next. So 5 men, at least it's not the NA Ram. You know, I'm happy to see them rotate around the map here and take objectives in other lanes. Always a positive in my book. You see Set Aki up on the flank here. Wants to try and see if he can get in behind one of these guys, get a big dunk onto somebody, but it's not really feasible. His team is so far behind. Even if he's able to pick somebody off, they probably don't even have the damage to finish them off fast enough. So pretty hesitant now from the side of Shrimp Gang, waiting for this next minion wave to come in. Tony off on the flank now, taking control of the jungle. Gotta be careful though. The Event Horizon comes down. That's the Zonia's coming out, but oh, big. I just get the one shot once again. Hottest Cashier flies in there. Has the Zonias this time to buy a little bit more time. And flashing in is Knock Knock. He's looking to take out the rest of these names. He's taking out the trash, looking for the Nexus. Master Yi able to rip them to shreds, cuts them into little pieces of sashimi there. Nami isn't in this game, but still, they're sliced very thin. And it's going to be the side of Shrimp King in 33 minutes, taking game number 1.
Yeah, that game was pretty intense. They were at a disadvantage for a while as well. And the game definitely got turned around. That's why all games are winnable. At least to a certain degree. Well, once they got about a 10k gold lead, it'd be hard to lose that game, that's for sure.
Yeah. So we still have, of course, the rest of the match to play tonight, Noble. But after that first game, who are you considering as maybe your player to watch for the next game? Who's your player of the game for our first match here?
Definitely Knock 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 Knock. Gotta say the Master Yi was quite strong that game.
Yeah, Knock Knock on the Master Yi, 13, 3, and 4. Have to believe that he had the most damage as well. Take a quick look here. No, actually, he was beat out for most damage by his top laner, Hottest Cashier, on the AP Mountain. Most damage in the game. Fantastic. Love to see that from Hottest Cashier. But, Knock Knock also had a great performance. He played Master Yi pretty much like you're supposed to play him. You just farm all your camps, and then eventually your team finds a big engage, and then you smash your face on your keyboard a bunch of times and pick up your kills. And he did that extremely well, so props to Knock Knock. But we are, I think, going to go to a short break, guys. Before we get into our second game, the teams need a little bit of time to get ready and prepare, especially on the side of counter-target spell. I think they're going to need to craft some kind of strategy to come back here in tonight's match. But don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to have more action here in the Team Gap League right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Getting ready to get a champion select for our second game of the night between Shrimp Gang and Counter Target Spell. We're going to have the same sides here for our second game. It's going to be the Shrimp Gang going back to blue side. Counter target spell remaining on the red side. But counter target spell, man, they're going to need to change something because that first game did not look extraordinarily close. Noble, what would you like to see them do differently here in the champion select phase?
Definitely gonna look to see that Master E or Malphite ban. I don't know. I'm still kind of ashamed. I definitely thought that Vigar was gonna win, so I'm gonna hide off stream here behind a little mute
Yeah,
bar for now.
you lost some points there, didn't you, Noble? That's
Oh
unlucky.
yeah.
Happens to the best of us. We are through those bans already. That is going to be the Malphite hitting the bench. Counter target spell. Did not want to see that one go through again. It's going to be the Yuumi first picked, though. So Shrimp Gang off to a very similar start to last game. And I have to say, Kodak looked phenomenal on the Yuumi. You know, or really as good as anybody can look on it is what I mean. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty solid first pick for Shrimp Gang here. Counter target spell, seeing what they want to respond with. I believe last game they decided to lock in the Senna Ash lane for themselves. This time, going with the Nautilus. I like this adaptation. We want to go for some more reliable hard engage to try and lock down this Yuumi and her accompanying warm body. So see if that is going to be able to come through. Would like to see maybe even an extremely aggressive marksman here for Diagons. I'm not sure what he plays, but maybe like a Samira or a Tristana or something I think could look pretty good. Going with the jungle pick instead here, Noble. It's going to be the Diana locked away for Jack Spectrum. He didn't really like how the Amumu was feeling last game. He was like, come on, guys, put me on a carry this game. Let's see what I can do. He's going to be on the Diana. Very powerful in the meta right now. Extremely fast clears and is a phenomenal team fighter, of course. So
Oh yeah.
be exciting to see
Magic
what Jack
pen,
can do.
the shield, the magic pen from Rocket Belt. Just all around really strong. Actually, also going to see the Sejuani here. Really overall strong champ. Decent clear. And really strong team fight as well as catching people out with her ultimate. Definitely a great champ to have. Just really tanky. Really nice to see. Definitely going to have some issues against the Diana maybe. But Force of Nature, not that much of a problem, I'd say.
Yeah, the Sejuani, I think, is kind of one of those champs that flies under the radar for a lot of people. But if you have the games, if you have the reps on Sejuani, she is actually, you know, quite good, very reliable, nice tanky champion with very strong CC and setup. And it's going to be the Trundle paired alongside it. So this is the other thing that we like to see with Sejuani, right? Is melee solo laners that you can use to help proc your E. It's going to be the Freljordian duo of the Troll King and the very cold Ice Lady who rides a boar. I don't know what else to call Sejuani. Sorry about that one. As Gangplank are going to round out the first phase of picks here for counter target spell. Gangplank, a very interesting choice here, Noble. Generally, champion that I believe is one of the more difficult to pilot. Very technical champion.
Oh, yeah.
But the scaling is extremely strong, of course, and you know, he does have a new build, I believe. What is Gangplank build now? Is it Trinity Force? I don't remember. But
I've mainly been seeing what's it called? Prowler's Claw on him for the armor pen.
really, Prowler's Claw Gangplank, Lethality Gangplank. That would be a first for me. I am excited to see, you know, what kind of build we see coming through here. Moving through the bans now, Corky going to be hitting the bench. I believe he was completely absent for our champion select in game number 1. Correct me if I'm wrong there, right? I don't believe
I believe he was banned.
He was banned? Okay. All right. My mistake then. It's going to be, you know, targeting the mid lane pool is really the name of the game here. Once again, for counter target spell. Going to be removing the Vex, which I do recall being banned in that first game as well. So trying to limit Tony's pool as much as possible. But, you know, that Echo was still available and he looked fine on it. Like, I don't really know if the Corky and the Vex bans are accomplishing a whole lot here. I mean, Corky probably just because he's so strong in the meta right now, but I don't think Tony is really feeling the pressure from these mid bans too much. And it's going to be the Veigar removed from the side of counter target spell. So Branded Guts is going to have to show us something different. We're going to be waiting for last to lock in that mid lane pick. It's going to be the Caitlyn paired alongside the Nautilus. So not necessarily an all-in AD carry, but certainly something that is extremely powerful in the early game and more than capable of punishing a Yuumi lane.
Oh yeah. Definitely ooh, there's a Varus pick. That's gonna be pretty nice to have. He has a pretty flex build as well, so
Well, we'll see. Magic Man, if Magic Man is able to have some success here with the Varus, we did see him in the LCS lock-in finals. Danny, I believe, was piloting the Varus for a couple of games. Did not bring him very much success. Sorry for any spoilers, guys. I guess they're not hard spoilers. But yeah, we'll see what Magic Man can do. Magic Man able to pick up that first win in game 1 already, so he has the momentum behind him. See if he's going to be able to carry through with the Varus, able to make it look as good potentially as the Jinx, which was available. Could have gone towards the Jinx if he wanted the lure matchup with Caitlyn, but opted into the Varus instead. And now Orianna is going to be the selection for Tony here to round out their composition, as it makes them a very strong, much stronger team fighters. They have a lot of frontline with Sejuani Trundle, and there's the Jax going to round out the comp for counter target spell. So that is got to be a Gangplank mid then, would you say? Where are we going here for counter target spell, Noble?
Oh, I'd definitely say it would have to be a GP mid, which I'm surprised. I feel like GP would match really well into the Trundle because of his oranges. He could eat the oranges, and it acts as a cleanse, remove the slow of Trundle's ice block, which is really how Trundle usually gets all of his trades from anyone trying to run away from us. The slow and the auto Q is quite strong, as well as the attack speed that Trundle gains.
Yeah, it could also potentially be Diana mid, Jax jungle, and Gangplank top. That is another iteration, but the Diana is just so strong in the jungle. I feel like it's kind of silly almost to not play her in that position. But, it remains to be seen what counter-target spell are going to be opting in for here. Overall, it's a very interesting comp. But what do you think now that we do see the comps completed, Noble? Who are you going to throw your channel points behind this time for our game number 2?
I think I'm going to go with counter-target spell here. The GP, as long as he can hit the barrels on GP, it is really high damage, no matter who you hit, whether it's one-hitting the squishies or doing a good third of a tank's health. Overall, he's a pretty useful champ for taking out most people, especially if he barrels through a wall. You won't even see the barrel appear and you're gone.
All right, so putting your faith in Branded Guts' mid lane pick once again here. Didn't work out so well for you last time there, Noble, but my colorcasts are going to go ahead and double down here. Let's see if it works out for him. Bold strategy, Cotton. See if it pays off. Little casting reference for you guys. Yeah, it should be interesting. What do you think about the lane matchup, Noble? Gangplank into the Orianna. Yes, his scaling is great, but you got to get there first, right? And
yeah,
it does appear that he is going to be laning mid. He has been locked in by Branded Guts and Client. So that is what we're looking at here.
All right, so if the Orianna landing against the GP, I'm not sure how the matchup could go. I feel like it could go either way because Orianna, I feel like, isn't as strong early on as well, similar with GP for most matchups. I believe it should be a pretty equal matchup. Overall, I feel like they're just going to be trying to farm more so than doing any roaming. The utility of the Orianna, I feel like, would be quite strong to have as well, though, with the movement and the shield, as well as the CC on the enemy team.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Orianna is a solid pick, but it's not going to really be able to punish the Gangplank mid super hard because it's not very strong in the early game, like you were saying. But still, I think it's a good pick for Tony, and he wasn't really sure where everybody on the other team was going to be going, right? He had the side of counter target spell had last pick in the draft anyway, so Tony just needed to lock in something kind of safe that worked well with his own composition, knowing that Branded Guts was going to have that counter pick opportunity. And I have to wonder if the plan was always to send the Gangplank mid, or if it was an adaptation at the last second where Aki was like, actually, I don't wanna take Gangplank into Trundle. You take him and give me Jax. If it was something like that that happened, or it's hard to say. Maybe we can ask if the reverse sweep happens and counter target spell comes out on top and we get them for the interview. Then we'll ask them what was going on with this draft here in game 2, the moment that it all turned around in their favor, or maybe not. We'll just have to wait and see. Could be that we're just looking at the quick 2-0, the dominant opening that Shrimp Gang is going to be looking for here. It's also a possibility. It's definitely an interesting one. Magic Man did such a fantastic job of playing the weak side of the map in that last game. He has the cat once again here to help him keep his health bar topped off, help give him that little bit of movement speed, try and dodge away from those dredge lines from Rain Cloud. But that's going to be another player to watch, really. I think is Rain Cloud. Kind of ended up having a rough mid game on the Senna last game, got caught out a number of times and forced his team into disadvantageous positions. But he's on the Naughty Boy this game, so looking like a different look for Rain Cloud. Hoping to see him have a strong bounce back performance here, a strong game 2 on the Nautilus. Find some good engages for the team there. He is going to be doing most of the front lining, right? There's a lot of melee on the side of counter target spell this game, but they're mostly bruisers, not really traditional front line. But we are going to be going through another short break, guys, as we load onto the Rift and prepare for our second game of the night. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have the continuation of our first match of the season in the Panther Chameleon League right after this. I'm paused at 5. Okay, what time?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay. I'm good. Yes, the flash in. Oh, we're live now. So, yes, welcome back, everybody, to game 2. That is the flash in from Rain Cloud. Looking for an aggressive play to start this one off.
Looks
Counter
like it's
target
gonna end on
spell.
both sides as well.
Yeah, so it's going to be some cross map jungling, breaking out potentially, some vertical jungling. The side of counter target spell. Oh, Rain Cloud looking for it again. Can't find it this time, though. Cat's too small. Can't hit it with the anchor. And it looks like the side of Shrimp Gang, they're just hanging out here in the jungle. They might be able to catch out Aki as he walks through. He's gonna get chomped on. Started Counter-Strike, so he's able to dodge out on some auto attacks at the beginning here. Only 2 stacks on the Sejuani E. They're not gonna be able to stun him up there. It is gonna be the enemy red start for the Sejuani. Knock off to a very strong opening here. Jack Spectrum is able to pick up his own blue. Let's see where Knock decides to go next. Will he go for the cross map to his own red to try and prevent the vertical jungle from coming through? He's going to go with the Raptors for now. So he's going to take more of that topside quadrant from the Diana. Diana, a champion, of course, that loves so much that early farm as well. Really going to hurt the early pacing of the Diana to not have those camps available.
Oh yeah, definitely. As well as it looks like Jax took back right away after taking just some little bit of damage. He actually TP'd back to lane as well.
Oh, already using the TP there. Aki just getting chomped on.
Ooh,
There's
and
the flash as well. Oh man, I think Hottest Cashier is in his head after that game 1. Terrible start for the Jax. He hasn't gone down just yet, but he's gonna get zoned off a lot of creeps here. And he already used the TP, like you said. Aki really hurting in the early game here, especially if we see that jungle attention Knock roaming up there like he did so much at the start of that first game. Could get really hairy for the Jax here. Diana is going to go for the vertical jungling, so we do see Jack Spectrum making his way to the enemy red, and he is going to be able to pick that one up. So 4 camps done now is the Diana. Still able to keep pace. What is that running? Flash in. Brandon Guts dropping the ignite. The flash away. Tony able to survive. And that is the flash off of the Gangplank as well. So both mid laners are burning the flash. Tony does have the teleport to be able to get back to lane. I'm not quite sure what that wave state actually is, if that's freezing for the Gangplank there. Could force out the TP if so. And it is gonna... Tony is going to opt to use the Summoner spell. So Orianna teleporting back. Not really many uses for the teleport these days, pre-14 minutes. It's really the only use is to get back to lane. So you might as well go ahead and get it on cooldown. This Jack Spectrum taking his way into mid lane here, but it's a 2v2. Mid jungle is both fighting it out here. Brand Guts almost, he is stacked up there. One stun comes down, but Knock forced to flash away. Jack Spectrum still getting a lot of damage down with this red buff. Knock did not have the red buff anymore. Did worn off for the Sejuani. That seems like a red buff diff there in that fight. Jack Spectrum able to get so much damage down. Forcing the flash away from the Sejuani. And still able to hold on to his own on the Diana. So Jack Spectrum, in the end, not really set behind at all by that aggressive early play from Knock. And he is just about caught up in CS. He's like half a camp behind.
Yeah, looks like both junglers took an early back. Actually, I take that back. Looks like Diana is going
comes down onto Aki now. Hottest Cashier flashing forward, trying to find the kill. Counter-Strike comes down, but Jack Spectrum is here for the gank. Hottest Cashier now doesn't have a way out of this one. He already used the flash. Jack Spectrum, oh, he's getting clobbered a little bit by the club, but he is going to be able to pick up the first blood on the Diana. Very nice injection of gold and a great start for counter-target spell.
Oh yeah, the Diana with gold is always nice to have on the team, especially because of how strong her burst is. It's like we're also getting a shoved the wave. Jax shoved the wave and takes his cheaters back. It's like he's almost 6, which is pretty good for him, and he's going to come back to lane with his main power spike, which is Sheen.
Right. Dragon number 1 is alive. We have a hashtag dragon for our first of the game so far. Looking to see if anybody wants to make some early moves towards that. So, of course, Magic Man actually able to out-farm the Caitlyn so far. Diakon's down about a wave of CS to the Varus right now. I believe it is pushing towards the Caitlyn, so should be able to catch up, but still, it's a very solid early lane from Magic Man, able to keep pace very comfortably. It is the Hail of Blades on the Varus as well, so I believe he's going to be going full lethality, because that is what I'm expecting. Both junglers on the bottom side of the map right now, sort of hanging out towards the river. Not clearing out a ward towards mid. Diana able to collapse here. Jack Spectrum finding a little bit of an angle, but Sejuani pretty tanky. Not really in too much trouble there. That is the level 6 for Hottest Cashier, able to pick up the Subjugate. Aki not quite at that point, and there it is. Jack's also able to tick over to the level 6. So both top laners reaching that breakpoint. Gangplank, Branded Guts able to get access to the cannon barrage now. Nobody's starting up the dragon just yet. Looks like maybe counter target spell better feel brave enough to go for it, but in the end, not able to do so. We see Magic Man pushing in this bottom lane. That may be the reason why. Another dredge line just goes wide for Rain Cloud there. Not quite able to find the mark with those just yet. As Diagon's gonna take a little bit of damage here. Flashes away, actually. Or that's the flash in from Rain Cloud, I should say. The Filter Beastmaker connects. Heal comes down. Magic Man trying to survive. Forced to flash away there on the Varus. Exhaust also used by Kodak's Yumi. So that is a nice engage from Rain Cloud. Able to get out a lot of summoners from his opponents.
Subjugate from Trundle. And it looks like he's gonna... Jax is gonna back off.
Oh, Magic Man, maybe in some trouble. Cannon Barrage comes down, but Jax does not quite have the Moonfall. If he did, he'd be able to get that kill for sure. With the Cannon Barrage, not enough to slow down the Varus, and Magic Man still alive. Still the weak side king down here for Shrimp Gang. He's playing very, very carefully. Not sure if he's allowed to stick around for this wave. Oh, Hottest Cashier ignited. He's burning down. And it will be the kill for Aki. Finds a solo kill and redemption here in game 2. The rest of the team picking up this Hextech Dragon on the other side of the map. Another target spell.
Go for the Rift Herald as well, right after the drag.
Now we did see an on-the-way ping go down there. So looks like we'll see some recalls first. Branded Guts trying to get that shove in mid. He is up a significant amount of farm actually on Tony's Orianna right now, the Gangplank. So pretty much stronger performances across the board here in game 2 for counter target spell. Only a 1,000 gold lead so far, but it still can be meaningful. 2 levels up for Aki here on the Jax.
Like the support realm as well. It's like Not's gonna come in and help Jax get a second kill, hopefully.
Yeah, potentially Hottest Cashier has the wave pushing away. Could be in some trouble. Bone Plating comes down. We are going to see the stun come through, and Hottest Cashier just has nowhere to go. No way out. No Subjugate, no Flash, no nothing. That is just a dead troll. And great rope from Rain Cloud, able to help make that one happen.
Looks like off screen, the Sejuani actually used her Glacial Prison on the Diana as well.
Yes, but no follow-up was in the area. Not able to make anything happen there.
Looks like they're going to claim the Rift Herald as well. Possibly get Siege on top lane, because Jax does have quite strong tower clearing because of just the sheer damage that he has with his Empower on his auto attack.
As that control word comes down, Tony gets spotted out in the tri-brush there. Jans knows what's up, but he's all by his lonesome down here in bottom lane, as that's the flash for Jack Spectrum. Wants to find the double Moonfall, but it's not going to be enough. Tried to get away from Hottest Cashier there, but he flashed right into the arms of the Sejuani, and he's going to get taken out. First death of the game for Jack. There's going to be a little bit of gold. Back over now to Shrimp Gang.
Yeah, it looks like Sejuani is going to clear some vision towards mid, maybe path down after she grabs her Gromp and Wolves. Try and get a gank on the GP. Hopefully it'll work.
Yeah, we'll see it. Sejuani not able to make a whole lot happen just yet. Does have that 1 assist on that kill on the Diana they were able to pick up. But that was Jack Spectrum overextending a little bit in the enemy jungle. Need to see Knock Knock be a little bit more active. He maybe a little bit be a little bit thrown off by the early game shenanigans there. Not really having the same impact that we saw from him in game number 1 just yet.
Jack's also running plated steel caps. It looks like he rushed that, which will give Trundle's Subjugate a bit stronger effect, as it will be reducing Jax's armor as well as he'll be taking the armor. Looks like we're also going to have a siege mid lane here.
Yeah, the Rift Herald does come down. Knock is in the area to defend, but it will certainly get the charge at the very least. A couple of plates going over. Jack Spectrum, I believe, got all of the gold for that. Didn't quite see if Branded Guts' Gangplank was able to pick up some as well or not. That's the Dredge Line connecting. Rain Cloud, here comes the depth charge. That's a lot of damage. Magic Man had the flashback, but the ace in the hole. Oh, Kodak hops off and tanks the shot. Hero Cat keeps Magic Man alive. Now Knock in the area. Arkansas over the wall, dives onto the Caitlyn. Nautilus flashing in, but Rain Cloud doesn't have the support from his carry because Knock was in the right place at the right time. Jack Spectrum with the Moonfall, but it's only on Sejuani. Diana getting locked up now. The arrow double kill for Magic Man, and this Varus is 2-0.
Yeah, it's certainly an eventful game so far. We got the 2-0 Varus and the bot lane. Of course, Caitlyn looks like she has been able to catch up to CS as well. So, hopefully we can see some more events coming along in the bot lane. It looks like the Varus doesn't have any summoner spells, and neither does the Caitlyn.
Right, comes down from Hottest Cashier. He's 2 levels down on the Jax, and he's not afraid. Jax has the counter strike back. He's going to be able to get the stun. Does he have the leap strike? He does. He's out of there underneath the tower. Did force out the Jax ultimate as well. It costed the flash from Hottest Cashier. Not getting anything from that aggressive look. It definitely hurts.
Yeah, it looks like Jax actually almost has his flash up as well, and Trundle had used Ignite on him in that previous fight, and it looks like Nautilus is also roaming top, maybe trying to help Jax maintain his lead so that he can snowball even faster.
Knock, I think, finally making his presence felt. The masterful counter gank down there in the bot lane, able to create a win condition for the team here. Magic Man in a very strong position now in this one. Has the shield bow completed, so actually not the lethality of Varus as the crab goes over to Jack. Thanks to a nice smite there from the Diana. But it is not going to be the lethality of Varus. It is actually Immortal Shield Bow for Magic Man here. An interesting choice, maybe feeling like he needs that additional survivability to escape when Jack Spectrum dives in onto him, and we get the cannon barrage as well. The Lost Chapter comes out. That's going to be a root coming down onto Diagons. The Chain of Corruption onto Jack as well. Looking pretty good. A lot of damage onto the Diana. The flash in, and Tony finishes him off over the wall. Knock, the Glacial Prison connects as well. 2 more kills picked up in quick succession for the Shrimp Gang. They're looking like they're going to want to tie up this dragon kind of 1-to-1 as well. No jungler alive for the enemy team means this objective should surely go over. Brandon Guts is in the area. He's kind of fishing for a barrel chain. Knock has the smite. They should always go over to Shrimp Gang, and they are able to pick it up.
Yeah, it looks like we got a Sejuani starting to roam towards mid lane. Maybe take a back, actually. Clear a jungle and then take a back.
Okay, Ocean Soul on the Rift, guys, for our second game of the night here. Hottest Cashier struggling a little bit more in game number 2. Maybe not quite as comfortable on the Trundle as he was on the Malphite. Not really too sure. But one thing I feel like we haven't really talked too much about yet, Noble, is the dirty word scaling. Who do you think has better scaling in this game? Because it does seem like we may be in for another pretty long one here. We're almost dead even. 15 minutes in as the death charge comes down. Orianna gonna get CC'd a lot here. The Ignite, the Shockwave is good, but not able to buy enough time for Sejuani to make her way over. And a nice pick. Rain Cloud, another nice roam, helping to set up a kill for the team. Love to see it.
There is indeed a lot of scaling as well, as Diana is an AP champ, so she is quite strong once she gets to mid game as well. And if she grabs Void Staff, I don't think the Sejuani will be able to do too much. Even with Force of Nature, she'll still get bursted down pretty hard. And along with the GP and his armor pen, it's going to be a tough game for the Sejuani for sure, but also just the squishies. Now, Varus does have a pretty good lead here, and if he's able to maintain it, he should be able to grab some kills for his team and hopefully
Here he comes.
win the game.
They're baiting Diagons out of the bush. The heal is enough move speed. Caitlyn able to walk it out. Chain of Corruption will miss. Matchman just comes farming it up down there. Diagons can't really lane though. He can't even be on the same screen as this Varus Yuumi because the speed up from Kodak and the ultimates are just too dangerous. So Caitlyn, a champion that's normally picked for her strong early game, her strong laning, has just kind of been left out to dry here by the rest of Counter Target Spell. Their game plan really seems to be just play through topside. Aki is pretty far ahead now on the Jax, and we know that Jax can also be an absolute terror if we do get towards those later stages, but it still feels a bit bad for the Caitlyn.
Oh, for sure.
GP still able to keep his farm lead, his significant farm lead over Tony here in this game. GP is actually about 2,000 gold ahead of the Orianna right now. That is pretty much the only reason for Counter Target Spell's gold lead as a whole. As the Jax, you know, is contributing somewhat. He's about 500 ahead of Trundle, 600 maybe. But Hottest Cashier, you know, has equal CS, able to keep up for the most part.
Oh yeah, it looks like we also got the middle side of Bot River warded as well.
It's like a three-man play maybe coming out. Actually, Diana and Nautilus making their way towards the top tier one. The flash in. Oh, but I think, it's onto the pillar. That was actually the pillar from Hottest Cashier to prevent that dredge line from Rain Cloud. Very nice. And Knock Knock now here for the play, diving in. E comes down, stun onto the Diana. Shockwave is not really going to connect onto much of anything, but GP, the Prowler's Claw, GP, the Lethality Gangplank, able to one-shot Magic Man. Rain Cloud in some trouble now, though. We're able to trade one kill back on the other side of the map. And the teams have swapped strong sides. The strong side, what was the strong side for Shrimp Gang was this Varus, was left all on his own and got absolutely blasted by Gangplank. But they make numbers happen on the top side of the map and are able to counterattack that strong aggressive play that came up from Counter Target Spell. Red's team was able to secure that turret in the top lane, so they did get what they came for. They lost their Nautilus.
Yeah, and they also had traded 2 flashes for the Trundle. The Trundle had flashed, but so did the Nautilus and the Jax trying to catch out the Trundle. Luckily, Sejuani was able to keep Diana away from helping the team in that team fight there. But
yeah, we are seeing a Dragon number 4 spawn, or Dragon number 3, excuse me, spawn in just about 15 seconds here. Control over the river held by Counter Target Spell for now. They extended their gold lead. It's about 3,000 at this point. And their composition seems to be pretty much online. 2 items for Branded Guts on the Gangplank. We already saw how much damage he's doing. He is really starting to hurt quite a bit. Essence Reaver second is definitely an interesting build.
I actually believe the GP went Essence Reaver first because it gives him that good sustain in lane as well as the empowered parley. It could be quite strong.
Knock in the pit. Lost Chapter comes out. Yuumi able to get some CC down, but Sejuani not able to make her way over to the objective just yet. Jack Spectrum diving in now, getting a lot of damage down. Sejuani going to be forced to flash away off on the side. Brandon Guts solos out the enemy mid laner, able to pick up the only kill of the fight while the rest of the team secures the objective.
The Trundle might grab top tower here. He has a decently sized wave with the cannon. The GP will actually use his ultimate to clear the wave so the Trundle doesn't take the tower.
Okay, Glacial Prison gonna connect. Brandon Guts flashing away. Had the heal from the citrus fruit as well, keep him safe. And that was flash ult, I believe, from Knock Knock. Oh, Trundle, Hottest Cashier. He's dropping the Subjugate. Oh, Trundle trying to stay alive. No, can't do it, Aki. The health advantage was too much, and the Jax able to bonk the troll once again. 3-0 now for Aki here in this second game. Jax is just getting stronger and stronger.
Oh yeah, that Divine Sunder, the Sheen proc and the healing from it is quite strong, and it's very good for melting people such as Trundle. it makes it quite hard to survive.
Meanwhile, Magic Man died again. Jack Spectrum and Brandon Guts teaming up to make that one happen. Kodak is just a lonely little kitty walking the rift, and now he's dead. Double kill for Jack Spectrum on the Diana. Able to pick up number 3 for himself. Very symmetrical, actually, for this top side from counter target spell. 3, 3, and 3. All those kills. Very nice. Like to see sharing is caring, right? Everybody getting in their kills. Also, check out our total kill count. 6 to 9.
Oh yeah. Very interesting, though. There's still a decent amount of the game to play out.
Okay, Nautilus deep behind enemy lines. Rain Cloud, no help is coming. Nautilus does get picked off once again there, but still, that is just a drop in the bucket. The gold lead still quite substantial for the side of counter target spell.
Looks like everyone's gathering towards mid and top side. It's like they might be prepping for an early Baron, or at least creating pressure there.
Securing the Scuttle Crab for now is Knock Knock. Able to build a little bit of a farm lead over the Diana at this point, but Jack Spectrum, those 3 kills, starting to get pretty strong. Has the stopwatch now as well. Rocket Belt and stopwatch for the Diana. Has all of that playmaking available. Flash and ultimate up as well. All of those tools Jack Spectrum has at his disposal to go for a big play if he would like to. Knock Knock once again making his way up towards this top side river. As a kitty cat to keep him company this time. They're going to clear out some vision. I believe that was just placed by Jack Spectrum. So they're just going to go ahead and get rid of that straight away. One more ward placed now in the back of the pit for counter target spell, so they can keep a little bit of vision there over the big purple worm. We still have about 2 minutes out on what would be Ocean Soul Point counter target spell. I'm sure the side of Shrimp Gang want to fight for that one as Aki going in at exactly the wrong time. The counter strike is down. He's getting locked up. Has the lead strike, but a beautiful glacial prison to prevent the escape, and the Chomp will secure the kill, and that is a big shutdown. Going straight over into Hottest Cashier's pocket. Gets it back in this one. Nice moonfall from Jack Spectrum. A lot of damage coming down, but it's not going to be enough to save the tower. And now the Diana's forced to flash away. The pillar comes down. Jack Spectrum, he's going to get stunned up. He has no help coming. Oh, the Diana tried to save the tower, but it's going to be another shutdown. Going over to the Shrimp Gang, and they're able to bring the gold lead back to within 2K.
Looks like they might even secure the second tower here as well. Trundle's just
those objectives, bounties, noble. Oh, the gold lead, it's just gone. Hottest Cashier. Oh, never mind. Oh, man, 1 HP.
All the way down, yeah.
Trundle versus the tower. Most epic fight of this game. That's not true. There have been a lot of epic fights. It was pretty funny, though.
Looks like we got resetting on both sides here. Definitely getting ready for the drag in 35 seconds here. They need to start grabbing drags or they're going to be down a bit on objectives. They do have the bounties, unless they have just lost them. Yeah, it looks like they did actually just lose the bounties.
I mean, that gold lead is pretty much gone now. It was like, I think 4 or 5K for a second there, and now it's back to like 1.5.
Yeah. Still, there's a lot that could happen in this game. They do have Oriana, Varus.
Yeah, lots of very impactful ultimates. Good team fighting for both sides. That's Knock Knock going in, but he's outnumbered to start this one out. Gonna get poked back in with the dredge line, but now the team is here. Hottest Cashier flying in there with the Trundle. Lost Chapter comes out. That's a lot of CC from the Sejuani. They're able to pick up a kill into the Nautilus. The Diana also falls. Hottest Cashier flash into the back line. The hail of arrows. There's able to pick up the enemy mid laner, and Diagas will also fall. Aki, the last man standing for counter target spell. Can he make it happen? Pick up the enemy jungler. Jax is so strong. Needs another leap strike to get on top of this clockwork lady. He's gonna have it back in a second. Goes back in. Able to get a double kill. The Lupin Yada Kodak taken out, and now Magic Man versus Jax. I think I know who wins this one, Noble. Jax wins every time. Magic Man knows it. Forced to run for the hills. And Aki gonna be able to single-handedly put his team on Ocean Soul Point. Unless Varus gets the steal.
Might sneak in here,
Magic Man has no vision. It's completely blind. He's going to go for the blind Q. Doesn't find anything. Hail of arrows, nada. Aki should be comfortable secure this one. There's Q, too long of a cooldown. Ocean Soul point is good.
Yeah, that was insane. Outplay by Jax. The Sejuani actually went in on him. And even though she's extremely tanky, just Divine Sunder, Lethal Tempo, along with Jax's passive and Bork, gave him that insane lead on the Sejuani to just mow her down. And full everything is procced at this point. He just mowed through their team. It is quite interesting to see how this game will play out, though.
I think the critical moment of that fight, Noble, was when Hottest Cashier flashed towards the enemy backline. It was successful, right? He was able to get that kill onto the gangplank with the help of Magic Man, but it meant that Aki, there was nobody to peel for the Orianna or for the Sejuani. Knock was too low from initiating the fight.
Knock had backed off earlier on in the fight after she had gotten caught out. And I believe that's where their team fight kind of crumbled, to say.
Yeah, the Jags just had nobody to stop him. But will they be able to stop him now? He has Counter-Strike and still 2 levels on the Trundle. Yumi heals are good, but are they good enough? Cannon Barrage comes down. Trundle falls. Sejuani just needs a little bit more damage. She is able to get the kill. Jax did fall there, and now Jax Spectrum is going to get stunned up with no Jax. Then suddenly this team for counter-target spell is in a world of hurt. Sejuani comes down, able to get another kill, but their mid-tier 2 will be sacrificed. The more trades across the map here, a 2-for-1 fight in top lane, but it costs them mid-tier 2. They're looking for a chase now, but the barrel chain connects onto Tony. Slow is good. Knock not going to be able to catch these guys. Still a very close game here. Very tense. Going in with the Arctic Assault, able to find a little bit of CC.
Oh yeah,
decent
that GP
arrow.
damage scaling up too, doing decent amount, especially with a crit. Once he gets that full crit off, it might be over for the opposing team. It's not looking so good so far. They are even on kills, but they're down 1k gold, and they need 3 more drags if they want to secure soul.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a difficult question posed for the side of Shrimp Gang here in 2.5 minutes time when that Ocean Dragon spawns onto the Rift. And Counter-Target Spell have the opportunity to pick up that very powerful buff. The team fight last time was almost good enough. They almost had it, but Aki was a little bit too strong. Nobody locked down the Jax, and he was able to run away with the fight. And now he's even stronger. Jax level 16. Just needs a little bit more gold to finish his 3rd item. He's going to be an absolute menace.
Oh, GP actually picking up Infinity Edge here to do that extra damage from his crits.
Absolutely. It's going to be
like
a
he
lot.
has, what is that? It looks like he has about 75 or 85, I'm not sure, crit strike chance so far. So definitely going to be getting those crits off the barrels, especially with his parley.
Yeah.
Definitely something to watch out for.
Yeah, the Gangplank is really starting to hurt, as well as the Jax here. Jax Spectrum, though, is a little bit behind. He's only level 13 on the Diana, but he does have his Zhonya's Hourglass completed. He can still, of course, have a big impact with that ultimate.
The Nautilus actually really down on levels too. If you look at it, he's only level 10 compared to the opposing Yuumi, who's level 12. And typically always getting shared XP as well.
Granted Gut's able to find 1 barrel, but it's traded back. Tony able to dodge out on that 2nd chain. And now the collapse is going to come through. Sejuani is here. Going to find a little bit of CC on the Jax, but finds the right back. Chain of Corruption goes wide there, and Magic Man gets absolutely 1 shot. Granted Guts may be also in some trouble. Tony flashing in to help finish off the gangplank there. But Hottest Cashier, he has a cat, but is that one little furry friend enough? It almost was. But the Jax was too strong, and now the ace in the hole will finish off Sejuani. It's the complete demolition of Shrimp Gang as a 5-for-1 fight goes very much in favor of Counter-Target Spell. It's the Team Gap ace, guys. Thank you, production. That is, it's been a while, but yes, back here in the Team Gap League, that is what we call them. The Team Gap ace does come through. And now Ocean Soul should be a formality. I don't think there's any way that Shrimp Gang can get out back onto the map in time to contest this one. Aki's going to look for this tier 3 tower in bot lane as well. I expect him to pick this one up. Only Varus here to defend right now. And Magic Man is just so weak. This little level 13 Varus, those arrows don't even tickle.
Looks like they're going to be confirming the Ocean Soul as well.
Could just go to Baron straight after this, honestly. Now that you have Ocean Soul, you can just tank it forever. You still have Moonfall. You're going to have Cannon Barrage off cooldown soon. You're so much stronger in the fights, clearly, at this point. I think you just start Baron.
Like Jax is going to probably grab that Chempunk Chainsword. No, he actually grabs the Sterix instead.
Interesting. Maybe he wasn't aware that it got reworked. I'm not really too sure. Maybe he wants it anyway. Hard to
Yeah,
say.
the Lifeline still very useful on Sterix, though.
Yeah. Just not really benefiting as much from that bonus health aspect of it. But, you know, you get a little bit of health from Divine Sunderer. You know, there's some value there.
Like Jax is gonna focus splitting bot as he has teleport up, waiting for his team probably to start Baron, I assume. Trundle will be unable to actually teleport as he has Ignite this game, so that puts them at slight disadvantage.
Yes, I think we know who wins this 1v1 at this point. Level 17 Jax with Ocean Soul. That's a toughie, especially with no healing reduction on the Trundle whatsoever.
An independent cat.
He really actually can't do anything to Aki anymore. Yeah, the only grievous wounds actually that we have on the entirety of Shrimp King right now is the Thornmail on Knock Knock against Ocean Soul. That's pretty difficult. I don't really know how they're gonna make that one work.
I think we gotta pause. Oh yeah, definitely not gonna want lag here for this upcoming Baron fight, it looks like.
Yes, just getting word here that there was an issue with lag for the side of counter target spell. So that is the cause of the pause, guys. Gonna look to get that resolved as quickly as possible. Not sure if we're gonna require a restart on that client over there or what's gonna be going on. But, you know, we'll just hang out for a little bit. Hopefully it's not too long of a pause, and we can get back in here for the end of our second game. I do feel like the end is nigh, right, Noble?
Oh yes, very close indeed.
The Gangplank branded Guts just ticked over to level 18, actually, so he is completely maxed out there. He's actually full build as well. It's LDR last item for the Plank, so he is just going to be shredding tanks and squishies alike at this point, Noble. It's not really going to be very fun for anybody on Shrimp Gang at this point, assuming those barrels find their targets.
Oh yeah. The GP barrels, insane damage, especially with the crit and that little bit of lethality along with it from Prowler's Claw. Yeah.
Yeah, we see a lot, actually a good amount of grievous wounds here for the side of counter target spell. Ironically, you know, the only healing. Well, I guess there is a Yuumi on the enemy team, so you definitely want grievous wounds for that. Actually,
Oh yeah, the Yuumi,
yeah, we do have
the Varus, and the Trundle actually built Bork as well to help with the lethal tempo and that extra healing he gets.
Certainly, yeah, there is a good amount of healing here for the side of Shrimp Gang. I think the Executioners is certainly worthwhile. A good itemization coming out from counter target spell here. It's just funny because you know, the team with Ocean Soul has all the healing reduction. Just getting word that we should be getting back onto the Rift very shortly, guys. Just another moment or so on the internet for counter target spell. Should be getting that resolved here. You know, it is looking like, just taking a look at the map here, coming out of the pause now. Should be getting back onto the Rift, guys, so you can see what's breaking down here. We will have, of course, the post-pause pause that will always come through. Thank you, Rido. We're looking at mid-push. We're looking to obtain some mid-push right now for the side of Shrimp Gang to try and contest this Baron, but a nasty little trap is getting planned for them, Noble. Camping out in rush here. And you know how Gangplank loves to hide on the bush? Actually gonna loop in behind, look for the flank angle. Knock gonna get hit, hit by the depth charge. The Dredge line does connect as well. Sejuani flashing away, trying to keep herself safe. Lost Chapter comes out, able to get a couple of roots, but not a lot of damage. Jack Spectrum hurting a little bit, but it's full retreat for the side of Shrimp Gang. Aki down here in the bottom lane, still pressuring this exposed inhibitor. He's gonna get collapsed on, so it's a 4-man play now. Aki maybe in some trouble. His team can look towards the Baron. Jack's gonna flash away. Is Aki out of there? He's popping the ultimate now. Hottest Cashier still on check, but Counter-Strike back off, cooldown. Cat's trapped in the trundle. Is the cat heals enough? They weren't last time. They are this time. It's the shutdown for the hottest Cashier. Baron does get traded back. So it's an interesting position now where Jax does not have the Baron buff, but his team was able to secure it. 5v4 on the map. Knock gonna go in, finds the Arctic Assault. They've got to be careful here. They do not have their Trundle. It's a man advantage fight for the side of counter target spell. Tony is going golden, but he has no way out. He gets absolutely exploded. The Chain of Corruption for the disengage. So one gets traded back. We now have a 4v4 on the map. Baron in hand for counter target spell. Moving towards mid lane. Jack Spectrum far forward. We have the flank from Rain Cloud. Looking for another depth charge on Sejuani. Stun's gonna come down onto the Diana, flashing away. Almost enough damage from Magic Man there. The blue smite comes down, the chilling smite. Oh, knock forces Jack Spectrum to go golden. Caitlyn trying to roam down, trying to help out the jungler. Ace in the hole is blocked by Hottest Cashier in the nick of time. And Diana falls with nothing to show for it. 4v4 again, but Orianna spawns first. Very chaotic couple of minutes here. I feel like coming out of the pause, both teams maybe a little bit out of sorts. Tip getting caught out left and right here, Noble.
Oh yeah, definitely. The GP top lane actually had that instant barrel wave clear, as well as it looks like Jax is going to pick up Hullbreaker for his second to last item. Probably for the extra armor and survivability, because the only time he seems to die is when he gets solo caught out like he did earlier.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that Hullbreaker armor, when he is max level actually, so he'll be getting the full effect of all the passive armor and magic resist it gets.
Yeah, it's such a powerful split push item here for Aki. With the Ocean Soul as well, it's just an absolutely insane amount of survivability. And his ultimate, all of those things stacked together. Actually, Jax's ultimate synergizes extremely well with the split push item here, doesn't it? Hullbreaker, because his ultimate gives him a percentage of resistances, and Hullbreaker just gives like the most resistances. So he's just going to be unbelievably tanky when he has that Grandmaster at Arms ability activated. Grandmaster's Might.
Oh yeah, for sure. Looks like we got everyone grouping towards the bot lane, except for the Jax. Gonna be prepped up, grab all the vision they can to make sure that they secure this Elder, having the best outcome. Jax is gonna try and stay top, but he does have teleport ready, so they'll be receiving a very tough decision to either fight the Hullbreaker Jax and risk losing the Elder, or to stop the Elder and risk losing their entire base.
Corruption goes by there.
Passive, along with Hullbreaker and the...
You're exactly right here, Noble. It's the side of Shrimp Gang getting pulled apart right now. Jack's already on the inhibitor turret, and Elder hasn't even spawned yet. He's just going to take the Nexus if they don't go back for him now.
Oh yeah, looks like they have actually Orianna and Trundle after the Jax. I don't even believe that'll be enough to stop the Jax.
Knock wanted to hang out and try and go for the steal. He's actually winning the 1v1. Oh, it was a 2v1. He had Kodak, he had the kitty cat strapped to him, so that's why they were able to go for 1-for-1 there. But Kodak does not have any other friends to jump on, and the cat will get whacked. Elder should go over here. Knock is down. There's no smite for Shrimp Gang. And even if they did have it, they don't really have any way into the pit. Aki is just going to zone them away entirely.
And outsmite the Diana. Looks like it might just be game here. They can all group mid. And without their Sejuani and their Yuumi up, there is not much they can do against the Jax, even with Trundle's Subjugate. Yeah, I don't believe it'll be enough. Just because of all the sheer damage they have.
Yeah, I really think you're right. Counter target spell, they're not afraid to play it slow here. Really taking their time with it. Just crossing those T's, dotting those I's. Just, they haven't even looked really at the enemy base in quite a while, besides for Jax, of course. But, you know, everybody's just kind of hanging out in the jungle here, just taking away the camps, waiting for Gangplank to get back here and join up with everybody.
Like Jax has taken his back and fully completed his build. Last item is Chempunk Chainsword. And that will definitely give him that extra bit of damage as well as that little bit of health that he'll need. And with that, he will be the 1v9 machine of this game. Of course, the Grievous Wounds is going to be quite strong, help stop the Yuumi from being able to heal anyone. Of course, the Yuumi looks like she has Chemtech Petrifier, but I'm not sure if that'll be enough to stop all of the Jax's healing from Divine Sunder, Bork, and Sterix.
Yeah, might be a little bit too late here. Side of Shrimp Gang, they're really backs against the wall now. Not gonna get jumped on. The Elder buff, I believe, on all 5. Maybe Gangplank doesn't have it. Yeah, I think it looks like Gangplank doesn't have it, which is a little bit unlucky, but 4 members of Counter Target Spell with that Elder Dragon buff. They are so scary right now. Gonna have to try and wait it out. They're definitely gonna lose 3 inhibitors. You know, Counter Target Spell wants to push for him. That's the flash in. Raincloud misses the red line. Still gonna go for the depth charge. He's very deep. He's gonna find a little bit of lockdown onto the Orianna here. That's a flash in. Hottest catch here. Looking for a lot of damage. He's able to get the kill onto the Gangplank. Diana also falls there. Nautilus gets taken out. It's all up to Aki once again here. He should be able to do it. The Hullbreaker Jax. He has so many resistances. He's full HP. He has his ultimate. Tony flashes away. Oh, the burn.
The Elder burn.
The Elder execute will finish him off. Knock trying to chase down Diagons here. Caitlyn is forced to run away. It's literally Jax 1v9ing this game right now. Single-handedly taking all 3 inhibitors, jumping onto the virus now, able to take out Magic Man. Aki still in the enemy base, still fighting the entire enemy team by himself. Has Counter-Strike back off cooldown, stuns up Sejuani once again. Ocean Soul, Leap Strike, back out to safety on the run now. Ocean Soul healing him up. Counter-Strike back off cooldown. Divine Thunder. So many heals at running out of health. Yuumi heals aren't there, but the Jax does eventually fall. It took a long time, but Aki will now be in the death chamber for a full minute. Side of Shrimp.
Varus is having issues clearing the wave as well. They almost lost one of their Nexus turrets as well.
Yeah, they did lose all 3 inhibitors, and Baron is alive on the map again. So it looks like it should only be a matter of time still. It's the side of Shrimp Gang able to hang on for so long in this game. We're past 40 minutes now. If they stall out long enough, Noble, the death timers will get long enough to where one team fight could potentially decide it, but they're still very far behind. Sure. I think it's still a little bit of a pipe dream here for Shrimp Gang.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna actually melt the Baron buff here too as well. They're not even gonna be able to contest.
For sure.
We got Elder Dragon up here in 2.5 minutes, a little less than, and that will definitely be the deciding factor of the game if they don't actually try to end sooner.
I really would like to see the side of Counter Target Spell go for the end a little bit sooner than that. They have the Baron buff now. Once again, their 2nd or maybe even 3rd Baron, and the enemy base is in shambles. Red team is way stronger at this point. They've completely outscaled. It's just a question of winning a fight. It's just a managing question of putting all the pieces together and actually just doing the thing. That's what we want to see from Counter Target Spell right now. Do the thing. Blow up the Nexus. That's what we want to see. Braided Cuts looking for a play onto Knock. Barrel Chain connects. Sejuani taking a nice little chunk of her HP bar there. Yuumi gonna try and heal her back up. Look at all these super minions pouring into the enemy base. This is what you need to end the game. You can end it now. Take a look at that first Nexus tower. Just a sliver of health that goes down. Big engage coming through from Sejuani. Able to lock down a couple of enemy members. The fight is looking pretty good for Counter Target Spell. Still, though, they get a couple of shutdowns. Varus already falling. Hottest Cashier doing what he can. Able to chase down the enemy Caitlyn, but Jax is on the Nexus. The Nexus towers have fallen. Jax, Diana able to set up a moonfall there. Aki diving in. It's going to be Braided Guts focusing the Nexus and thankfully ending the game, tying this series up at 1-1.
Oh boy, yeah, that was certainly an interesting game to say the least. Definitely, that GP scaling along with Jack scaling was quite strong to say.
Yes, it was quite strong indeed. Yes, the Aki Aiden on the Jax pick really did quite a lot of work that game, I must say. And yeah, I think, I mean, I'd ask you, Noble, who's your player of the game after game two, but like, is it even a question?
Oh
Oh,
no, I don't think it
yeah.
is, dude.
You know,
Aki Jax 1v9. That was insane. He got some really good picks and forced pressure at the enemy base to where they weren't able to contest for Baron, let alone even see that they were on Baron. So multiple just free objectives that were just there because the Jacks just created so much pressure.
and you love to see it too after a pretty rough performance, I think, in game number one. Aki on the set, really, losing the lane pretty hard to what was admittedly a curveball and hottest cashier's AP Malphite. He really had a very strong performance here in the second game, really, making his name for himself and showing why he's should be a player to be feared up there in that top side.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Jack's coming in, it looks like with the most damage as well.
Yeah, I'd be pretty surprised if anybody else had it. I guess I was surprised last game though, so I should never assume. You know what they say about that and all. But it was Jax this game. He was able to lock down most damage. I'm sure most damage to objectives as well as champions. Yeah, that would not surprise me one bit.
Oh yeah, all those towers that he got, especially with Hullbreaker, being able to just drain them all down pretty well. All right.
Yeah, the Gangplank and the Trundle actually both gave Jax a run for his money. Jax ended at 38k damage there, Trundle at 35 and a half. So hottest cashier, even in a defeat, still a formidable opponent.
Oh, for
Certainly.
sure.
Now, we are going to go into a quick break now, guys, before we jump into our third and final champion select of the night. You're not going to want to miss the ending of this match. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the continuation of opening day here in the Panther Chameleon League right after this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are just getting ready to get underway with our champion select for game number 3 of the night. And we had a strong bounce back performance in our second game, Noble, from Counter Target Spell. We have a match on our hands. Pretty exciting. Noble, you with me? You back? You ready to go?
Yeah, sorry about that. I think my Discord mic was muted.
Oh,
yeah.
welcome back. So, the momentum has switched sides now, and so have our teams. Counter Target Spell going to be moving over to blue side, and, the side of Shrimp Gang, they're going over to red. What do you make of this decision? I do believe it's the losing team. Production, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's the losing team gets side selection. So that is confirmed. Shrimp Gang, as the losing team, did have the opportunity to choose, and they have selected red side. So, Noble, what do you make of that decision? Do you like it? What are your thoughts?
I'm not sure. We'll honestly have to see how the team selection goes to see what the pathings will be like and see what they're going to try to do this game.
Personally, I do like it very much. So last game, it was really, obviously, we talked about it already. It was all about Aki. He had the last pick in the draft. He saw Trundle Sejuani, and he was like, give me Jax. They gave him Jax, and he carried the game. So what's the easiest way to stop Aki from getting a counter pick in the draft and carrying the game? Don't give him last pick in the draft. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be Shrimp Gang taking that red side away, and they are going to look to pick up where they left off at the end of game 1 and try and get their season off on the right foot. But Counter Target Spell, on the other hand, they have momentum. Aki on fire right now. He has all the momentum in his court. Jack Spectrum and Brandon Guts had a very nice performance in that last game as well. It was a good, different look from Rain Cloud. He did manage to find some good engages there, especially towards the end of the game. He helped his team, I think, close it out. Maybe a little bit too far forward a couple of times, but Rain Cloud clearly has different looks that they can bring out. It's going to be pretty interesting here. I think Counter Target Spell, they should maybe even be favored as we move in towards the third game. Speaking of which, we do have a little bit of a delay, guys. A little bit of a technical delay. We have to remake the champion select, but that should not take too extraordinarily long. So we should be getting that underway pretty shortly. So Noble, this is the first time, obviously, that we're going to be seeing these teams on different sides. Counter Target Spell, their first time on blue side tonight, and Shrimp Gang, their first time on red side. So how do you think this is going to change the draft? The first couple of games, we saw the Yuumi first picked by Shrimp Gang. Are they going to ban it out now? Are they going to leave it up? Counter Target Spell has been looking to early pick their support, as well as they did the bot lane in the first game and the Diana in the second game. But they're on blue side now, so Counter Target Spell gets to first pick something. What do you think they might go for? What are we going to see that's different?
Um, I'm not sure, honestly, because all of the picks, except for the Yumi for the most part, have been just different. The Yumi is really good with her healing and the adaptive, but I feel like if she gets banned out, maybe we'll see a Soraka instead. Who knows?
Okay, yeah, Janna, of course, also a very popular option right now. Nami, I think, did just receive a couple of little buffs on this patch as well. So certainly some enchanter options down there. Yumi isn't really the only healing option that you can go for, and it has looked pretty good overall for Magic Man. He ended up getting pretty far down there. He ended up getting caught out and left alone a little bit towards the end of that second game, but he was certainly winning the laning phase. And I think maybe the Lumi had the the Yumi had a large part in that potentially.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with the not roaming. Um, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Nautilus roaming as well. Obviously, going to make it difficult for your opponent to play the lane by themselves when you are yourself and also a cat. Um, yeah. Still waiting. I think. Are we into the draft yet?
Yes, looks like we are.
Oh, we are well underway. My mistake. No, it is the Misfortune locked away first pick, and the Zinzao Senna is the response here. So Nautilus now going to come through for Raincloud once again, potentially. I think that's a pretty good lane with the Misfortune. You're definitely going to want to look to hard engage on the Senna, I believe. So Nautilus would not be bad. I think it looked pretty decent in that last game. They're going to go ahead and lock it in.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like the Zinzao pick as well, as just how he can change his build. He could go Eclipse or Gore Drinker, both very good. Ooh, it looks like we also have a Shen picked as well. Good team fight capability there once he hits level 6.
Yeah, definitely. Shen is so popular these days since the teleport changes. One of the very few champions that can impact the map pre 14 minutes from top lane. The Gangplank, of course, also one of them that we did see last game, but it is banned away now, notably from the side of Shrimp Gang. They do not want to see Branded Guts piloting the Pirate again. Turns out to be pretty fearful on it. And the Vex is going to come through here, Noble. So the Vex has been banned in both of our previous games from red side by counter target spell in the second phase. So Shrimp Gang going to go ahead and pick it up before that Vex ban can come through for Tony. This is clearly a pick that he enjoys, and counter target spell knows that. They've been trying to keep him off of it, but he will get his hands on the small little gloomy Yordo this game. The other one is banned, Vagar, on the
Oh
bench.
yeah. Looks like they also banned out the Trundle. Maybe we'll end up seeing a Sejuani again, unless she gets banned up here. Because Trundle definitely good against those tanks, but with him gone, it's good to have decent high tier tanks like an Ornn or a Sejuani, for instance. Both
Lots of
very good.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of frontline already, though, for counter target spell. So, Trundle, just generally a good ban here, I think. And lots of setup for the bullet time already. I see the death charge, the Shen taunt could look pretty good. Shen and Nautilus can kind of be dive buddies as well. Like Shen ults, stand united onto Nautilus, and then he dredge lines into the back line. And you can potentially get some pretty big engages that way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hecarim going to get banned away.
The set.
And the set is as well. So a lot of things still available here. If Jack Spectrum wants to go back to the Amumu, he could go for that. Diana is also available still. On the side of Shrimp Gang, they need to pick top lane and AD still. Oh, no, it's actually going to be the farming Senna here, Noble. Interesting. So the Leona support locked in for Kodak. A very big change of pace for our Yumi player here. He's going to be on the Radiant Dawn for game number 3.
Oh yeah, definitely very good engage too from Shrimp Gang. With the Jinzhao and his his leap as well as Vex's ult. I'm not sure what it's called, but she can come
Shadow
flying
Surge, I want
in.
to say. Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. As well as Leona, all of them have really good just engage, go right into the enemy team, pick off who they need.
And Senna has the range to follow up, right? So it's
Yeah.
definitely a dive comp coming through from Shrimp Gang here. Me looking to see what they want to round it out with, as the Lux is locked in for counter target spell. So they're also kind of doubling down on team fight here. The Lux into the Vex is an interesting pick. I mean, the Lux should have more range, right? So should be able to at least farm pretty comfortably. But yeah, I'm not really too knowledgeable about that matchup, as the Rammus, okay, he's locked away here for the last pick for counter target spell. A lot of frontline, a lot of tankiness for
Ooh.
the blue team this game. Oh yeah, that could be pretty scary. This
Yeah,
Kanish
Gwen.
here, are we doing it?
They do have a lot of tanks over on counter target spell, so Gwen
Okay.
getting insane damage from
Yeah,
1,000 cuts passive, as
and
well as just all of her abilities. They stack with that passive, giving her so much healing, as well as her true damage, gonna drain through that armor pretty well.
yeah, and it's a great damage spread for Shrimp Gang, right? All of these tanks on counter target spell are going to have a tough time itemizing, because there's a lot of magic damage and physical damage coming out from their opponents.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's start in the top side, Noble. Shen versus Gwen. So, I mean, Gwen obviously is pretty strong early, right?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
for sure. Especially
so
if she has lethal tempo. Very strong early game. Issue is that her W, I think it's the Sacred Mist, uh the ranged damage negation on it won't be too helpful, but the magic resist that she gains when it's active and she's in it will be helpful against Shen's Blade, as that does magic damage. So that will help, but not by a crazy amount. Shen has also one of the very strong champs. I feel like we might see a 2 flash ignites in the top lane this game, as both have very strong early all-in because of Shen's, I believe it's Warrior's Haven. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if that's correct or not.
what's the question?
Shen's W, similar
Oh,
to
I always forget his W. Yeah, it's I want to say it's Twilight Shroud, but that's a Kali's W, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah,
I
we'll
believe
have to look in game.
it's something's Haven, I believe is what it is. But that helps block autos. I'm not sure if Gwen is still able to proc lethal tempo stacks while autoing Shen while he's under his Haven. But
She cannot. I think it blocks all auto attacks, so the auto attack wouldn't go through. I don't think she can stack it if there's no auto attack
we're
connected.
definitely going to be seeing a lot of really good trading in the top lane, I feel like. Definitely feel like there's going to be flash ignites on both sides up there, just because of all the all-in pressure that both sides give, both Grasp's burst on Shen's end, as well as just Gwen's overall burst true damage, along with lethal tempo and the passive attack speed she gains from her E.
Yeah, she is definitely a menace in the early part of the game there. Let's see if I can track down Shen's W. Spirit's Refuge. You were on the right track with Haven. It's a synonym there. So you're definitely on the right track. Spirit's Refuge is the W. Yeah, definitely should be interesting. Let's move on to the jungle matchup now. The Xin Zhao into the Rammus. Obviously, Rammus likes fighting AD champions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Turtle is not very strong in the early game. He really needs to get to a point where he has a little bit of armor stacked up, to where before he can really scrap effectively.
True. I feel like an early Ninja Tabi or Bramble Vest rush on the Rammus will definitely help him secure dominance in the jungle against the Xin Zhao, especially if he takes Hell of Blades or Lethal Tempo, he's gonna definitely end up inflicting a lot of damage upon himself through Rammus's taunt.
Yeah,
Definitely
absolutely.
gonna do a lot of damage there.
For sure, for sure. But the Xin Zhao, should have a lot of agency in the early game. So, we may see Knock Knock. He's been pretty good at it so far in the series tonight. He may be able to find an early angle in one of these lanes and put his team ahead early on.
Oh
So,
yeah, most definitely.
he has a decent amount of setup as well. A fear could come through from the Vex, and obviously Leona should be some incredible engage, some incredible setup there down in the bottom lane. So, definitely going to be interested to see where Knock Knock decides to go here in the early parts of the game, what he decides to prioritize. Because, you even mentioned the top lane as well. Could potentially be volatile if Hottest Cashier wants to play it really aggressively. So,
Yeah, I definitely feel like the Rammus is going to be focusing the bot lane, try to hurt that Senna, keep her off of getting those stacks, getting that lead that she needs to get all that extra damage and range.
yeah. Yeah, definitely the case. The bottom lane here, Misfortune Nautilus is pretty powerful. But, Senna Leona seems like it's pretty good. I will say, Leona generally, I like pairing with AD carries who have a lot of power early on. So you can go for those level 2, level 3 all-ins where you just try and win the lane outright, or you try and pressure your opponents so that they can't really CS easily. They can't really fight you. But Senna, is not really super strong early. She really likes to just kind of farm it out for a little while, stack up her souls. Generally, she does have decent range early, I feel, where she can at least follow up, but it's not going to be super. It's not necessarily like a powerful kill lane or anything like
Oh
that
yeah, for sure.
coming out from Shrimp Gang. So, maybe Misfortune Nautilus has an edge there. What do you think?
Misfortune Nautilus, definitely a strong engage for sure. I feel like we'll be seeing a lot more roaming though from the Nautilus, like we saw in the previous game. Definitely gonna try and help out the rest of his teams. Definitely gonna be trying to help contest the scuttles for sure, but maybe help set up the mid lane. Cause I'm not too sure, but I'm not too sure how the Lux Vex matchup goes. I don't play mid lane all that often, but definitely will be an interesting matchup to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it really is going to come down to who lands their skill shots, right? They're both very skill shot based mages. So that's really the long and the short of it, I think. They have a couple of pretty powerful ganking junglers on each side. So that's really it. It's the mid jungles, it's the skill shots, it's the setup, it's the coordination. All comes down to this.
Oh yeah, for sure. I also feel like Vex was a very good pick here from the extra damage that she gets from anyone who uses a dash of any sort. Because they have Rammus, his ult is a dash, Shen, his main engage is a dash, as well as Nautilus is also using a dash. So definitely something very good pick there, I feel like.
Yeah, some decent value from the Vex passive there as well, definitely. Noble, before we go to our break here, before our third and final game, let's get a prediction from you. Who are you betting your channel points behind for this last game here? Who do you think is
Ooh,
going to take home
man.
the first win of this league?
I feel like they have really strong team fight with the Shen. But late game, the Gwen could turn it around, so my early game prediction definitely got to be a counter target spell, for sure.
Okay. He's been predicting counter target spell the whole way through, guys. Let's see if he can take it home. The end of our first night of play here in the Panther Chameleon League, right after this. Well, guys, we have finished waiting out the spectator delay. We are now loading onto the Rift for our third game. Gonna be able to see those runes and summoner spells in just a moment here. Once again, we have switched sides for this last game. Counter target spell moving over to the blue side. And of course, that means Shrimp Gang gonna be on the red. Here we go. Freljord Rammus and Infernal Shen. A little bit of anti-Skinergy up there for the top side for counter target spell. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him. But it is the Ignite Flash for the Shen and the Ignite Teleport for Hottest Cashier. Still a little bit behind here. I only have up to 15 actually in my client. Is the farthest ahead that I can possibly go. I'm at 23 now, 25, 6, 7. Okie dokie. That should work. I am positive 43. Six, 7. All right, looking good on our end, guys. We got all that sorted out now, I do believe. Back now onto the Rift for the action.
Like we're getting an invade on both sides.
Yeah, exactly right there. Noble, counter target spell, going for a look here into the enemy topside quadrant. And it's going to be side of Shrimp Gang, taking up residence in the line bush here, south of mid lane. 5 stacks for both teams. Bot lane, counter target spell has gone back. Going to lane now. Looks like Jack Spectrum is going to be doing the exact same start that Knock Knock had in the previous game, where he starts on the enemy's red. Knock Knock is here, though, so the junglers spotting each other out in the early game. Ward gets dropped, and it's going to be the Rammus who flinches first. So Knock Knock's going to have a little bit of a tempo advantage here over the Rammus in the early game, exactly where Zinzao wants to play from. Rammus just going to be starting there on his own blue buff, and both junglers might potentially be clearing down towards the bottom side of the map here.
The Gwen actually got to lane a little bit late and missed out on the first 3 CS as well.
All right. Nice little early lead for Aki there, picking up right where we left off after the second game. Nice 3 CS lead over the Gwen. That's definitely, it's Conqueror for the Gwen and Grasp for Aki, so a little bit more of a laning choice for the Shen. But, you know, Hottest Cashier both have the Ignite. We're already seeing some fighting breaking out here. Hottest Cashier going for the snip, but he's already pretty low. Both Ignites getting dropped up there, and top side Kodak also getting ignited, but he's Leona. He's pretty tanky, should be able to walk away. And I don't know why we panned away from top side, but neither one died. Both top laners survived. Come on, directed camera. Gotta do better than that. As Aki goes in with a dash, but he might have just set himself up for death as the snip come through. Braided Guts landing a skill shot in mid lane, finds the light binding, thrown out the barrier, now needs one more spell to land the auto attack. It's good. First blood for Branded Guts in the mid lane. Magic Man now with a root under Rain Cloud, able to disengage from that dredge line. Kodak is pretty low here on the Leona. Nautilus still quite healthy, but that first blood is what matters.
Looks like Shen actually got the wave shoved in on him. Gwen took an early back and is teleporting back to lane as well. Shen looks like he's trying to slowly go through the wave.
That's in the play, going in Kodak, trying to set up for that Zinzao game come through, flash in, Knock Knock, looking for one more auto for the Q3, he finds it, but is it enough? He took a tower shot, and Diaga is able to land the last bullet in the back. Knock Knock a little bit overeager, bites off more than he can chew, eats the tower shot and dies for it. Jack Spectrum making his way down here, now the flash away from Kodak, but it's not enough, he still falls. And now Magic Man able to find a root, but he's taking some more bullets on his way out. It's absolutely a fantastic start
Quite an interesting start, to say the least. Double buffs to the Misfortune early on, giving her that extra sustain, a little bit of burn damage, as well as just a constant flow in of mana. Oh, it looks like she might actually pick up a third kill already.
Nasty dredge line there from Rain Cloud makes it happen. Absolutely amazing.
Not makes it out with 13 health.
Some superb Nautilus play here in the early minutes from Rain Cloud, and now Rammus, Jack Spectrum making his way over here. LB Tony, he's popping the shield, looking for the fear. Knock Knock is here. He's going for the Q3. He's got to find the knock up onto one of these guys. I have to imagine the fear. It's not going to come down.
No.
Disengage is good. So the side of Shrimp King, not able to find anything there.
Yeah, looking pretty interesting. There's already a 1.5 thousand gold lead in the game. So early on, too.
I mean, Shrimp King, they have a pretty powerful composition here, but they really want to be playing from ahead. With the taunt in, Aki winning another trade here in top lane. Does not have the Spirit's Refuge any longer. That's a skill shot landing from Tony. I don't actually know how Vex works. When does it fear and when does it not fear?
I believe when it's at max stacks, it fears. I'm not
when it
sure
fears.
though.
Okay. Well, you only had half stacks there, so that would explain it. As Braided Guts was not very afraid. He was pretty much fine to farm the rest of that wave and go back to base. And Aki playing very far forward. It does take a lot of snips there. Did get snipped a little bit by the Gwen and has not quite gotten a wave in yet. Ignite still available once again, I should say, for both of these top laners. They want to go for the all-out scrap again. Somehow, actually, the top laners are the ones who haven't died yet in this game. Neither top laner has contributed to any kills just yet, despite the fact that they've been fighting very aggressively, as Hottest Cashier is just going to stop the back there and be very annoying. He's
like,
united. Go ahead.
Looks like Gwen actually took a Dark Harvest, or not Dark Harvest, Dark Seal. So that's going to delay her getting her early Rift Maker or build into Nashers. So that'll be interesting to see. First drag is up as well. It's like the Knot is gonna try to roam mid here.
Yeah, he is looking for that patented Rain Cloud roam. Looking for a play onto Tony here. The Vex is pretty safe. Has those stacks all nice and stacked up. So he is going to make some people very afraid if they get too close to him. Red line going in. Has a lot of damage. Final Spark over the top. Tony down to about 300 HP. He does have a jungler to run to. Now Knock Knock going to get rooted up for a second here. Kodak has made his way over to match the support roam. That's not coming down the looming darkness. The shadow surge. Vex going back in. Tony looking for a little bit more. Can't quite find it though. Rain Cloud is out of there. And now Rammus for the counter gank. Kodak gets pounded up and taken down. Braided Guts 2-0.
My goodness, what a good Shen all along with his taunt, keeping his team alive and securing a kill, or helping secure a kill for his team. Definitely really useful. Definitely good utility on the Shen. Looks like the Shen actually got the Doobie Ruby to go with his second bag. He also has a refillable. And the wave is near his tower. Looks like he might actually try to freeze it here.
That's my favorite kind of rubies. Big fan of that build from Aki. Very nice. He is still in a pretty strong position up here in this lane. Gwen still not able to find any kill participation. Gonna get taunted up here. Aki has the Spirit's Refuge, but he's getting snipped quite a lot. And there's the ultimate. And Hottest Cashier, I think, is gonna be winning those 1v1s from now on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That wasn't close. That was a lot of needles.
Took the needles and the ignite on the Shen. Shen couldn't really do much.
Hey, Rain Cloud, he's here again. He's found a Tony, a rogue Tony, walking towards a bush. But Rain Cloud has no support right now, so he is just going to have to walk away. This catch, he's just going to have to throw that one back in the river.
Xin Zhao is on the Rift Herald, it looks like, as well, and with that top lane advantage at the moment. Looks like Shen might not be able to help out. Rammus is actually going to move up to the Rift Herald, get some vision, see what he's doing over there.
He was too late. The Rift Herald had already been claimed. Knock Knock now is in possession of the eye. His back pocket there. Notably, nobody has even sort of sniffed at this mountain dragon. He's just
Oh, yeah.
very lonely by himself over there in the pit. Nobody really cares about him. Nobody wants to be his friend. And
Yeah,
he's just kind of all alone there.
Looks like we're also getting a Leona roam towards the mid lane here. Nott has been sitting in the lower bush of mid lane for quite a while now. 40 seconds, I believe.
Kodak is like, I know where this guy is. Let me go snuff him out there. Get him out of that bush. That's a final spark. That's a lot of damage. One auto attack flash in. Finish guts with a clean solo kill onto the deck. Tony just didn't even know what hit him. Kodak now flashing over the wall, trying to stay alive. The damage from Diagons is good. Not quite enough to secure the kill. Had bullet time. Didn't want to go for it. Didn't think it would be enough. But still, counter target spell off to an incredible early lead.
Oh yeah, for sure. Looking at this, the MF is leading by only 5 CS, which is fine. Nott is actually down in levels. Actually, no, he's equal in levels with the Leona. But since Nott's been out of lane so long, Misfortune has a XP lead on the Senna. So that's giving her some good KP there as well. Looks like they're going to secure the drag in the bot lane finally at 10 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, any soul play this game will certainly be quite delayed, as the first dragon does end up going over 10 minutes 30 seconds on the clock. And support jungle looking now towards this lane, wanting to make sure they can keep up the pressure there. And once again, Diagons has been completely left on his own down here as the dredge line goes in. The depth charge comes out. Jack Spectrum able to find the top. And there's the final spark. Not quite enough damage, actually. Lux couldn't follow up with anything other than the ultimate. She was too far away. And Tony able to survive. Does cost him the flash as Diagons gets locked up by the solar flare. Here comes the bullet time. He's getting some decent return damage out, but Kodak is barely able to survive the last tower shot there. Does not finish him off. And finally, the bottom lane for Shrimp Gang comes alive and makes something happen.
True, the Leona and Senna had,
what were you saying there about the Leona Senna?
Leona and Senna did seem to have a bit of lane pressure, because the Nott has been out of lane for quite a while. I'm surprised that they didn't go in on the MF sooner.
Yeah. Just waiting for the Leona ultimate, I guess. Maybe Diagons was just playing too safely. They couldn't get on him. As I think Kodak did recently tick over to level 6. Maybe that was what they needed. But yeah, definitely Rain Cloud has been spending quite a bit of time out of lane. Diagons finally punished for it here. It was a shutdown as well that went over to Magic Man here on the Senna. Got a nice little chunk of gold there, and now we're going to see Rip Herald dropped in top lane for this gold lead.
Shen here.
They might. That turret does not have a lot of HP as Brandon Guts gonna get feared up here. Kodak is here for the play as well. Final spark comes up, but only onto the Leona. Lux running out of HP here. There's a Stand United actually coming through. Rain Cloud is here as well. Kodak gets taken out. The Q. Tony with a skill shot, able to finish off Brandon Guts in the last second, making that play out 1-for-1.
Looks like Gwen is actually gonna secure the majority of the tower plates, almost take an entire tower here at 12 minutes 30 seconds. But looks like the Rammus and the Nott are roaming up to catch up with the Gwen. Looks like the Zen might actually try to shadow them. And,
yeah, Zen is here for the counter gank. Looks like Jack Spectrum doesn't even really want to go for this one. He's gonna get knocked out of his tower roll. The aftershock is worn off, and this Rammus just looks like a piece of paper. They cut right through him.
Oh yeah, that true damage on Gwen is insane. Definitely gonna have to advise building more HP and magic resist on the Rammus. Actually, Rammus just bought Turbo Chem Tank. He is a pretty strong ganks now, as he can move really fast towards lanes.
Yeah, definitely. That Turbo Chem Tank on the Rammus. He's going to be a speedy boy. Maybe even Deadman second. You know, get that extra fast. Those extra zoomies. No Yumi necessary. As yeah, the gold lead has flipped back now in favor of Shrimp Gang. With that top side play, they've been able to take the gold lead. Still only about 500. So not very significant as Rammus going to be rolling on in here. Gets the taunt onto Leona. Kodak is pretty tanky. He doesn't have any way out of this one. Looks like Magic Man just wants to leave. Oh, the flash over the wall. Actually, Leona is just so tanky. She's just walking out of this one. Rabbit is going to be able to come back in here and land yet another trap, but Tony flies in there, gets a decent amount of damage down, but in the end, Lux also made the rotation. It's going to be Branded Guts who gets the last laugh. Knock Knock was in the top side, trying to get that top lane tier 1. They were outnumbered in that bot lane fight, and the side of the Shrimp Gang paid the price for it. This top lane tier 1, though, is definitely in some danger. I think Aki is just going to have to give that one up, and yes, he will walk away. So that is the first turret blood going over as Raycloud underneath the tower with the dredge line. He's going to take one more tower shot, and Magic Man just picked up a freebie. Oh, that was not it, Raincloud.
Interesting build on the Vex going Everfrost this game into a team of 3 tanks. Very interesting to say the least. Definitely going to try and lock down that Rammus or the MF so they either stop the Rammus from getting into the team or to stop the MF from being able to run away.
Yeah, I mean, Gwen is going to have quite a lot of consistent magic damage, so maybe he just feels like he doesn't really need to maximize damage in this situation. As Kodak, didn't you just get caught here, my man? Leona, weren't you just here a second ago doing that exact same damn thing, and now you're dead again?
Oh,
Leona,
man.
look, picks up the kill. Branded, Guts,
one
final spark. Oh, he's so strong now. If only he had the book already.
Oh yeah. Surprised that Lux hasn't actually picked up Darkseal yet after getting such a lead. Because she has her ult quite often. So she can definitely always get those assists from that and definitely pick up those stacks as she goes along as well.
Cashier hopping over the wall, gonna find a naughty boy. He is gonna grapple himself out to safety. His spider senses were tingling, and he was able to get himself out of there. The Dragon at number 2 gonna get started up now. Side of the Shrimp Gang gonna look to tie up that neutral count at 1-1, and they will be able to do so. We're gonna have an Inferno Soul once again for our third and final game tonight. As final spark over the wall, can't connect. Dredge line also going wide there. Probably for the best, as Leona was very much ready to counter-engage.
Team's starting to focus towards Rift Herald now that the drag is gone. Gonna see how this goes. They do have some deep vision on blue side, so definitely gonna know when they're trying to hide.
Knock Knock gonna find these guys. He's gonna figure out what they're up to, and he's gonna call his teammates over. We see Vex and Gwen trying to clap down, and the 80 carries 1v1ing in the bottom side, but Bullet Time is a pretty strong ability. Magic Man able to walk out of it, but he's still gonna get shut down in that 1v1 misfortune, which though is pretty much most of the time, as that was an amazing final spark. Brandon Guts got a lot of damage out. Knock Knock running for the hills, but he's burning down. Gets cleaned up by the Shen. Gwen into the backline though, hottest Cashier. Can he clean up this fight? Aki carried last game. Can the Gwen carry this game? Oh, he's able to get one, but he can't quite do it. Raincloud locks him down, and Aki gets the kill. Kodak trying to run now. The Leona has no way out. Taunt comes through from Aki. And the Shen, it's only a matter of time.
She won't be able to escape.
And there's the kill. Okay, Shen picks up number 3. Oh, man, this game is getting pretty crazy, but it's definitely the side of counter target Spell who are sitting pretty at the end of all that.
Looks like the Vex is actually going to teleport into the Rift Herald. Oh no.
Man, Nautilus gets taken out there by a rogue Spell. Tony now in a 1v1 versus Aki. Throws out the Everfrost, able to lock him down. And hottest Cashier teleporting back into the play. He respawns and he's looking for more action. Aki taunting away, keeps himself alive. Now Rammus is back. Everybody's respawned and they're just going to pick up right where they left off. It's like the fight never even ended.
Oh yeah, Shen's gonna take it back here. Doesn't have Stan United up, so probably won't make it for the next team fight if it happens at Rift here. Lux shoves out the wave. Looks like she's gonna try to get ready for this next team fight, as looks like the majority of everyone is near mid-top jungle. So let's see what happens from here.
Braided Guts find another light binding over the wall. Decent damage. All of these camps are up for both junglers. That long extended scrap for the Rift Herald was very long. All those camps respawned. We're just gonna be doing a little bit of farming for now, it appears. See if we try and move back over to the top side river now, try and retake some of this vision control. Both teams with wards in the area for now. That pink ward that Hottest Cashier actually teleported to try and pick off Aki is still there.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has not been cleared out, and that blue side jungle just at the entrance to the ramp into the river. They have not cleared that out, so that is going to continue to provide value for the side of Shrimp Gang here.
Yeah, they have a lot of key control wards on choke points, it looks like.
Dredge line connects, so there's the light binding, and that's Vex flying into the back line. Stand United comes down onto Brandon Gus on the left. Watch Sten now. What can Aki get on this fight? Tony has the taunt and the final spark, but he's still going to go down. Now Jack Spectrum running out of HP. The Ram is very, very low. The wind becomes lightning, and the Rammus becomes dirt. As Zinzao also in a little bit of trouble here. It's going to be the Gwen getting picked off on the side of the fight. So Yagons picks up that kill, and with Gwen dead, this must be in favor of blue team. Is not almost able to pick up a kill onto the enemy mid laner, but he's not quite able to do it. Zinzao gets CC'd. He gets taken out, and it's a 4-for-1 fight in favor of counter-target spell.
Looks like they're gonna try to siege mid here, and then maybe try to take a good back after grabbing a tower. Maybe even kill the Senna. They're playing more aggro. Looks like Shen getting ready to try to dive to Senna. Senna's gonna back up here.
Rift Herald tragically did despawn. Nobody able to pick up Shelly for the second time this game. But Dragon is going to be alive in about 30 seconds here. Dragon number 3.
They're gonna take a reset for this drag too.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. They're cutting it a little bit close, actually. They're going to be showing up to the river right as it spawns here. Actually, the side of counter-target spell, they're lagging a little bit farther behind than that. I think it will actually be Shrimp Gang that are first to the objective.
Ooh,
Despite
looks
losing
like
out
they
on
also
that
have
last
a
fight.
support Shen build here. Shen coming in. Second item
yeah.
is Redemption to help keep his team alive, get that extra little bit of true damage burn in, as well as increase the Stand United shield quite well. Very good synergy there. This is a good team fight champ.
Tony standing on a ward, but Vex had stacks. The Shed got feared. Now Rain Cloud maybe caught out a little bit far forward. Looking for a root back now onto Hottest Cashier. But the Gwen will dash away. She is immune for now. Just fighting for river control right now. Both teams eyeing each other down. Calm before the storm. Both teams want to fight for this objective. Neither one willing to give it up. It's the side of counter-target spell slowly pushing Shrimp Gang back. Hottest Cashier on the front line. Aki on the front lines as well. Gwen stepping forward, going for a little bit of sniffs, and Knock throwing out the Crescent Guard extremely early here. Rainbow gonna walk forward, throws out the Death Guard, gets a lot of knockouts, the final spark, and the bullet time combo. There's so much damage. Can Vex turn it around though? Vex into the back line, gets some good fears. Gwen is snipping everybody to pieces. Hottest Cashier doing so much damage in this fight. He's able to get 3. He's getting taunted up now, and now it's a 2v1 Magic Man, the last man standing for the Shrimp Gang. He's running for the hills, flashing in for the Rammus, Jack Spectrum. He still has the taunts, I think. Magic Man gets a double root though. The use of both summoner spells and a nice root. Magic Man keeps himself alive, but this Dragon, I think, should go over to counter-target spell. Senna doesn't really have any way to steal this.
Leona respawning and the Zen. Doesn't look like, I don't think Zen will be able to get there in time either. The good bullet time from the MF as well as the final spark definitely just drained their backline. Got 2 hits on it, just wiped them out. Looks like we actually got a teleport from the Vex into the drag pit. Doesn't look like they'll do anything with it though.
Yeah, it was after the dragon, unfortunately, had already been slain, so that is just going to be a wasted teleport for Tony. Gonna wish he had that one back.
Oh yeah. It's like we got an objective advantage, unless you want to consider the Rift Herald, in which case then they'd be equal on objectives. They're ahead on drags, and it looks like they're also 3,000 gold ahead as well.
Yeah. Target spell, remember, they had the momentum coming out of game 2. And then a Shrimp Gang with a side selection going to red side, trying to switch things up. They have Hottest Cashier performing very well on the Gwen. He's on 2 items. Gonna scale extremely well here into the late game, especially with Conqueror. I don't know if there's anybody on the side of counter-target spell that can match him in the side lane once we get to late game. I mean, the Shen can try, but he can really never fight the Gwen.
Oh yeah, definitely not. He's gonna keep going that support build to keep his team ahead. definitely gonna have to peel for his Lux and his MF. Definitely keep them alive with that redemption. Definitely an interesting build coming in from the Xinjiao. Taking Eclipse here against 3 tanks. Kind of interesting, I'd say.
Yeah. Probably not the build I would have gone for. But, you know, we'll see if Knock is able to make it work. It looks like he might be going for actually Sterak's second there, potentially, as well, which I think would probably be not great.
Yeah, the Sterak's definitely going to give him that health he needs. After Gore Drinker was changed, I definitely say it would more benefit his build path, since Xin does like being a bruiser, but with more damage, or an assassin with damage. But definitely that extra AD in Gore Drinker and loss of the extra HP definitely would benefit the Xin more so, I feel like, against the tanks, for sure.
Yeah. But we'll see if he's going to be able to survive in these fights with just use of his ultimate, maybe. You know, they definitely want to be scrappy here on the side of Shrimp Gang. They don't necessarily want to take straight up 5v5, so maybe that's the idea from Knock is to just try and roam around the map and try and look people out of position and try to kill them as quickly as possible. Maybe Eclipse will help you do that. You know, we'll just have to see how it works out for him.
Oh yeah, looks like we got the lethality misfortune here, because almost everyone is a squish except for the Leona and maybe the Gwen, I'd say, because Gwen looks like she's actually building a Spectral Cowl. I assume she's building it into Spirit Visage here. Definitely get that extra, I believe it's 5 or 15% extra healing. I'm not for sure. Definitely gonna benefit her in those upcoming fights, help her maybe survive longer, and definitely gonna help, especially with the Triumph proc.
Yeah, Hottest Cashier is pretty much the carry hope for the side of the Shrimp Gang here. And on the other side, for the side of Counter Target Spell, they have their Lux, Branded Guts here, 10, 3, and 6 on the Lux. 3 items completed, Death Cap and Horizon Focus. So much damage on the Light Lady here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Shen is definitely gonna hover bot side here with the Gwen. Definitely just gonna stay there, waiting to use Stand United. Gwen has her TP as well, getting ready to just teleport up to the team when the team fight's needed. So definitely prepping for that.
Hottest Cashier just kind of standing menacingly in the bush for a while there. Just a mist. As he's gonna go ahead and push the wave now. Dragon number 4 now on the Rift in 45 seconds. Would be Inferno Soul Point for Counter Target Spell. If they can secure it. Still sitting on about a 4,000 gold lead at this point. Shen's going to go ahead and go back to base. He does have that ultimate ready to go, as you mentioned. But Gwen did not go back, so she's just going to go ahead and keep pushing down there. Got to be a little bit careful, though, does Hottest Cashier, as side of Counter Target Spell could collapse on him. There. Oh, and Senna.
Oh, no.
Senna was on vision. They knew where he was, and Branded Guts just takes him out. 5v4 now.
Senna even used the cleanse, just couldn't get away.
And he still wants in. Yeah, still diving forward, though. It's the Shrimp Gang. Still looking like they want this fight, despite the numbers disadvantage. Shen can be here at any moment with the Stand United. He's going in now onto the Rammus, but Knock over the wall, trying to dive onto the carries, trying to do what he can. Kodak into the back line as well. It's Gwen, Hottest Cashier, needs a little bit more damage. They can't quite get him. Lux is still alive. Branded Guts managed to survive. And it was the Leona and the Xinjiao who fell. And now Dragon is fully under the control of Counter Target Spell. They're going to be able to get themselves to Infernal Soul Point. Gwen's still hanging around. I don't think there's anything they can do.
Lux has Death Cap now, and her final spark is doing up to 842 magic damage. And that's only on a 32-second cooldown, so she's going to have that pretty often now. As she is only level 15, level 16. Hate to see the damage and the CDR that's going to come from that.
Now the the advantage continuing to extend. Just had a counter target spell. Looking like they maybe want to take some control over this topside river, choke out some enemy vision, force some face checks perhaps, or just try and look for those straight up 5v5s that we already think should be in their favor.
Oh yeah, here we go. Gwen now picking up the Spirit Massage, gonna give her a bit of an edge now on the Lux as well as in the team fights. Oh, I was incorrect. It was actually 25% shield and healing efficiency extra. So definitely gonna be healing a lot more from Triumph as well as the 1,000 cuts. So it's gonna be really interesting to see the synergy with that along with Riftmaker on her.
Yeah, and Conqueror as well, right?
Oh yeah.
In the kit here for the Gwen. Because she is a champion that came
Oh
out.
my.
Okay.
Zenza just got erased, dude.
And that was the jungler, by the way. So no smite for Shrimp Gang for about 35 seconds.
Looks like they're just gonna secure the Baron here. Yeah. Free Baron, it looks like. Gwen actually might want to try to watch for a TP, maybe help the team steal it, but with the Shen puppy guarding her,
what are they going to steal it with? They don't have smites.
That's true.
Final Spark comes out now. Brandon cut.
Leona CC could stop them.
Darning Shadow for some vision. Does that even do damage to Baron?
Only the center of it, I believe, but not enough. Not enough to steal it, obviously.
Yeah,
I believe Center R does probably around like 500 damage or something. Her ult does 580 damage.
Oh, that's another light binding. Branded Guts able to make it happen here. They lock down the enemy mid laner. It is still a 5v4 on the map as a depth charge comes out now onto the Leona. Not really the priority target, but still they're keeping up the pressure here in mid lane. Counter target spell, looking for a little bit more to take out that tier 2 tower. Raincloud. Okay, they got the tower. He's fine. Everything's fine. Gwen was also able to pick up a tower in the bottom lane there. She did go back to base now. Yes, Shen is down there in the bot lane, but has the ultimate, can join. Leona looking for a flank right now. Kodak. Thinking maybe there's an angle for a play. They don't have their Vex, but maybe they could pick somebody off before Shen gets here. Here, walking forward. Rammus rolling very menacingly. Jack Spectrum has to be respected.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely watching for the Stand United here. He picked up Thornmail, helped stop that Gwen.
Oh no, Zinzao respawned. He just got hit by another binding and almost got one shot again. But instead, it will be the Nautilus who falls. The feather, the scissors come out. The needles. Oh, they're cleaning them up. It's the side of Shrimp Gang. They're winning the fight. It's a flash in and the taunt for Aki. Trying to peel for Branded Guts. The Lux is still alive. The Lux can still carry the fight, but Rammus is getting picked off. He's getting picked apart in the middle of the team there. Shen is also still alive.
Oh, Leona just getting drained by those Baron minions. Yeah. Shen having his ult delayed too long, ended up not being able to help his team for that team fight there, but able to defend the Lux so she won't die and give up that bounty that she has.
Yeah. Misfortune did die, but critically, Branded Guts did not. He was able to survive, and it was still an advantage fight, still a big fight for the Shrimp Gang, but it's not going to put them back in the driver's seat. They're still very far behind, and they're staring down Inferno's soul in just 45 short seconds.
Oh yeah, hottest cashier now, definitely the backbone of the team. Gonna be the one that everyone's gonna want to focus, both defending and locking down to stop, because that is definitely the carry here in this game, is gonna be the Gwen. So they're definitely gonna have to do something to stop her. It looks like Rammus actually picked up Force in Nature to help reduce all of the magic damage that does come with the Gwen's attacks.
Certainly did. Jack Spectrum just getting tankier and tankier on the turtle.
Senna now up to 59 absolution stacks.
Okay, so there's one more, I believe, and Senna will have the next range increase. Nautilus gonna get locked up here. The final start goes to the top. A lot of damage on Kodak. Leona gets absolutely popped. Zao was not able to get out the crescent guard. Was knock. Flying to the back line now is Tony, but Brand Guts had the stopwatch available. He's able to survive it now with Gwen. Oh, almost, but he gets rooted. Honest Cashier had the lux in his eyes, but he was just millimeters away with the scissors there. Didn't quite have the range Tony able to pick up one back onto the Nautilus, but he got rooted again, and the taunt is good from the Shen. Final spark over the top. I'm pretty sure Branded Guts got off 2 ultimates in that fight.
Game
They
is
are able
ended
to
here.
complete the ace.
Insane last game. Oh my goodness. First game of the season. Insane. Insane plays from everyone here. That Gwen definitely making it very hard for them to win here though. But it looks like it's too late. And it looks like they've secured the victory.
Yeah, honestly, Hottest Cashier had a great series. I thought all 3 games he played pretty well, but it was not enough. It was the side of counter-target spell, able to ride their momentum through game 2, carry it through game 3, and pick up their first win of the season.
Oh yeah. Never lose hope, guys. Never lose hope.
So we should have the poll in the Discord or in the Twitch chat, excuse me, and also the Discord perhaps. Yeah, it'll be in the Twitch chat, excuse me. But yeah, you're gonna want to go ahead and vote for your player of the series over there, guys. You have a lot of great options coming through from counter target spell here. I mean, Aki clearly had it in game 2, but Branded Guts had a phenomenal performance here in this 3rd game, and I thought really the whole team played pretty well here to round things out inside of counter target spell. What are your thoughts, Noble? Who do you think took it in terms of winning player of the series tonight?
Oh, definitely gonna have to go with I still think Aki for sure. His just support for his team, the carrying the second game. You know, he did what he could the first game, but definitely turning that around the second game and setting up and keeping his team alive the 3rd game. Definitely gonna be my pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are definitely arguments to be made for a number of players here on counter target spell. I think Rain Cloud had also a great redemption story over the course of the night. He looked very comfortable on the Nautilus by the time we were all done here, and it was very very important in a lot of these fights here in game 3. I thought Diagons had a great game as well. He was playing an absolutely fantastic laning phase. And Jack Spectrum was also able to make a lot of things happen in the early game. He was very active in the jungle, able to try and counteract a lot of what Zinzao was doing. It was the stronger early game champion, of course, but Jack Spectrum still able to find a lot of plays. But yeah, honestly, Noble, I can't disagree with you. That game 2 is just, it can't be ignored. I think
Oh
I would
yeah.
have to vote for Aki here as well. Wait, I just see the prediction for who wins game 3. Where's the poll for player of the series? I'm just blind.
Looks like we actually have a decent amount of votes for Branded Guts here. A lot of people like that Lux gameplay for sure. Very good, very strong fighting with the
Yeah.
team, just all that damage.
Brandon Guts had a great game 3, no doubt about it. That was absolutely fantastic from him. Lot of critical picks. I mean, just think about the number of times that he picked off. He was able to land a light binding and just one-shot somebody right before a fight. There were so many numbers advantaged fights for the side of counter target spell in that game with a composition that we already favored in the 5v5. And I mean, just thanks to the play from Brandon there, just was those fights were not close.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think we're going to be. Are we going to another break before we do the interview for the conclusion of voting, or should we just stay? Alrighty, folks. So just finishing up the voting, and then we are going to get that player of the series interview up here on the stream for you guys. That should be pretty fun. I believe it was all tied up a moment ago, 3-3 between Brandon and Aki. Vote now. Okay. Very nice. Congratulations. Brandon Guts, Mr. Guts, congratulations on winning the first match of the season here tonight. Your team was able to come back from a tough game one, and you're able to take the match in 2-1 fashion. So congratulations. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. We got kind of cheese the first game. We weren't really ready for it, but yeah, we bounced back pretty good. We had our own little cheese pick up our sleeve, so for game two with the gameplay.
Yeah, you certainly did. And that's kind of where I want to start, Mr. Guts. So I actually, there was a moment when we were casting the champion select for that second game there where I was kind of wondering how the end of it played out there, where you had the Gangplank and the Diana already, and you rounded things out with the Jax. And I was kind of wondering personally if the Gangplank was always going to go mid for you, or if that was kind of a last second pivot where Aki was like, you know what? Actually, I don't like this matchup. Give me Jax instead. Let me see
It was planned kind of
Okay.
that we would pick it top and they would assume, or we would pick it and they would assume it'd go top, and then we get a good counter pick, which we did. And
Yeah.
he got to play Jackson to Trundle and stomp him, so kind of just mind gamed.
Yeah, I mean, it worked on me too, for what
Oh
it's
yeah,
worth.
for
So
sure.
nice.
People
Well
people definitely don't expect it.
done. Didn't expect it at all. But they will now. They'll be looking out for that GP mid pocket pick, Mr. Guts. So you know, you're gonna have to keep us on our toes. You're gonna have to find some more stuff to pull out here.
It's flexible. Go top. Maybe we'll get Jack jungling it. Who knows?
Okay, all right. Noble, you want to go ahead? You got something for our player of the series here?
Oh yeah, definitely loved your gameplay on Lux there. That was very good. You just swept and mopped up the team. The first game though, you went Vigar, and you actually played very well for the matchup. You were able to secure a CS lead, and you overall played really well into the lane.
I felt really good about the first game, but it kind of just fell apart in team fights. There was like the one where the Malphite TP'd in and we didn't see him coming from bottom river, and
Oh yeah.
Yi got the quadra kill after Malphite ulted like three of us. It felt kind of kind of downhill from that point. I wasn't quick enough on my flashes or Zanyas to dodge the Malphite ults. He was just going for me every fight. But
Yeah.
I was happy with the laning phase for sure, and the early game too. But it was difficult to play that one out team fight wise, it felt like.
Yeah, they definitely seemed like they kind of just had your number with that Malphite top pick. He got a lot of good angles on you guys. Had a lot of good starts to those fights.
Yeah, definitely was not expecting him to build AP in champ select.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, the Magic Mountain coming through there. It's pretty exciting stuff, but it wasn't enough to complete the win in the match, of course.
Yeah.
Moving in towards that Lux game, it was a very strong performance, and your composition was very interesting. You had basically three tanks, three frontliners, and then Lethality, Misfortune, and then you on the Lux. So obviously, the Lux is critical to how the composition is supposed to play. Was that sort of like the game plan going into this third game, that you were going to be in the carry position and everybody just plays the team fighting comp around you, or like just kind of work out that way? Was this something you were calling for, or what?
Um,
How did that all
what
work out?
when I saw the Lux and we were talking about playing Rammus, which we picked later. Um, but when I saw the Vex, I thought I wanted to play Lux into it. So
Mhm.
then we kind of formed out the rest of our comp from there. And yeah, it seemed like it worked pretty good. High CC, two safe people who can stand in the back and just blow everyone up.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
over here on the cast, we weren't actually sure how that lane is supposed to go, but you feel like Lux is a pretty good counter into the Vex there.
Hmm. I think it's like a pretty like even or skill matchup. I don't think I'm supposed to hard stomp it or anything, but I did get him with a couple binds and a couple early kills. The barrier cheese early got a little cheeky first blood.
Yeah, yeah, you did manage to pick up that first blood. Your team overall had a great start to that game.
Yeah, for
Nova, you
sure.
got another question here?
Um, what was the Rammus pick? That was interesting. I found it interesting into some heavy true damage and AP from Gwen, and then the Vex picking Vex that AP there too. That was an interesting pick for me.
We had a couple things that we were thinking about, but it ended up coming down to comfort for Jack, and he liked it into Zinzao. He didn't want to get run over, so
All right. Well, Mr. Guts, our last question for you here. It's going to be so I understand that your squad is a group of players. You guys have played together before, right? You've been on in other leagues. You've been playing together maybe for a little bit of while now. Is that correct?
Uh, I'm new to the team, but the core of the team has been playing together in this league. I think they've done like 3 or 4 splits. They've been here for a bit, so yeah.
Okay. That actually makes my question more interesting, I think. So as the new guy added to the team here, Mr. Guts, what are kind of your expectations going into the season here? First ever season of the Panther Chameleon League, of course. What are you expecting, and what are kind of your goals, and where do you think where do you see this team going?
I think we have room for improvement for sure. I think we'll be like kind of higher end, middle of the pack. But if we get some good scrims going and put in the work, we could probably try to go for it all.
Okay, well, you're off to a great start, Branded Guts. Picking up that 2-1 victory in the match tonight is exactly where you want to be to put yourself on the right track. So, well done. And thank you very much for stopping by for the interview. Did you want to give any shout outs while we got you on the cast, on the stream?
No, I think I'm all good. Thanks, guys.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Great play tonight. Thanks for the interview.
Have a good night.
Yeah, great night, man.
All right. So we're just going to be taking a look now at our upcoming matchups, guys. We have concluded our action for tonight, for this evening. But we are going to have some more Team Gap League matches coming just tomorrow. I believe Eggplant versus NA Speedrun is going to be the match on the stream. We also have Double McFeeders versus X Rising, Sniper Gang versus Across the Map. Lots of great matchups here. A Noble, any that you're particularly interested in? Anything catching your eye here?
Um, uh, not too much. I think all teams seem pretty well. I like the welfare check of users team. I think they'll do excellent
Yeah, you
for
think they
sure.
should maybe be favored against the Pajama Bandits?
Oh yeah, definitely love the name. Definitely love the people on the team too. Especially their top laner. Their top laner definitely like grandmaster level skills.
Well, stay tuned for that one, guys. It'll be exciting to see how that all turns out. But yeah, that is pretty much gonna do it for us, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. Noble, you got any more words for the our wonderful viewers here in Twitch chat before we sign off for the evening?
Yeah, everyone just have a good one, and yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, we appreciate you all very much. Wouldn't be the same without you. Thank you for joining us here for the grand opening ceremony, the opening game here in the Panther Chameleon League here at the great return of Team Gap. We're gonna have a lot more action coming. It's gonna be a great season. Stay tuned, guys. You won't want to miss it. But thank you for watching tonight from Crewman, from Noble, from the entire production team. This is gonna be us signing off.
Good night.